into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, oh, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning Expresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Happy Tuesday, you beautiful people, and welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso on SABC3. Get in there, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone tuned into Tropic Island of Treasure yesterday?
Loved it.
Just the online response has got to validate, boy.
It was
it's got to
absolutely
validate.
phenomenal.
Well
Thanks for everyone who tuned in, and I hope
Well
you'll be doing that for the entire season long.
That might be the reality show of the year, actually. I'm going to put it out there.
Boom. Big
Like
shots
the
around.
new Jeff Probst. I love it.
No, a lack of reality flair, boy.
Thank you, sir.
Awesome
Thank
stuff.
you,
So we're going to bring a little kind of pseudo-reality to the studio this morning. I have a sense there's going to be a fever. We're bringing in a new game, and it's one of the coolest franchises, Dragon Ball.
Yeah?
Dragon Ball Fighter Z has arrived, and it sounds like the coolest fighting game of the year.
Wow.
So brace yourself. I'm going to start warming up the thumbs now.
Excellent.
Amazing stuff. Well, we're also checking out some tech news, and a Japanese company is testing out what they call a human Uber.
What?
A human
A human.
Uber.
I know you think it's cat and like me upping cat. No,
We have the rickshaw. We have it. We are having it.
Uber is fine.
Right. Well, that's happening in Japan. Right here back at home, the guitars are neatly strung. They're sounding beautifully in tune, and Claire Phillips is here to make music for us on this Tuesday. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal.
And even though Day Zero has been pushed back to the 11th of May, we need to continue to save and avoid Day Zero. And we have Dr. Darren Green in studio to talk health ahead of Day Zero.
Very valid topic indeed.
Yeah,
How do you get
very
those
important.
fluids and, of course, nutrition in keeping your body hydrated during this time of drought? Anyway, well, let's quickly flash on to a happier note. Maybe the weather might turn the good today, rain on us a little bit. You and have you got some good news, buddy?
Hey man, well let's quickly take a look at the temperatures. Good morning from my side and see if there's some good news. Well, those temperatures continue to soar today, reaching an average of 30 degrees plus with partly cloudy conditions. Then there is some rain expected, but that's over in Cradock, Sutherland and Springbok for your Tuesday. Your temperatures today, Polokwane 18 minimum with a maximum 30, Mbombela 19.33, Pretoria 19.31, Johannesburg 17.28 and also a couple of thunder showers expected. Mahikeng 18.31 with thunder showers, Klerksdorp 18.31, Kimberley on 19 and very hot expected 36 degrees later on today. Bloemfontein 18.35, Richards Bay 23 with a maximum 32 degrees, Pietermaritzburg 19.35, Durban 24 with a maximum 29, Mthatha 16.35, East London 20.29, Cradock 16 and also very hot 36 degrees, Port Elizabeth 18.25, George 18.25 as well, Sutherland on a 12 minimum with a maximum 25, Cape Town 17.24 today, a little bit cooler from yesterday, Worcester 14.32, Springbok 17.26, Uppington also very, very hot today, 22 minimum with a maximum of 37 later on today. That's a wrap of your weather and temperatures. We'll keep you updated. I'm back just after 7 with another look.
Thank you, Ewan. Well, before we get into your traffic, there's some petrol price update, and commuters can breathe a sigh of relief as the petrol will be decreasing by 30 cents and diesel 17 cents per litre as of midnight. Now, looking at the roads, starting off in Gauteng and Boysens, there's a stationary vehicle on the M1 northbound. It's before the Crown interchange and it's causing some congestion. And in Athlone and the Western Cape on the N2 inbound, there's also a stationary vehicle at Mowbray Main Road off-ramp, and it's closing that left lane. It's causing congestion from Rappenberg Road exit. That's where I leave your traffic for now. Another update coming your way in half an hour.
Efferflu C Immune Booster from Pharmadynamics. Effective, affordable healthcare.
So if you've just joined us, let's quickly take a look at some social media, Facebook more specifically right now, and because it's hashtag Travel Tuesday, we wanted to know what is so special, or what is special about the place where you grew up. Valdine says, I grew up in Ograsi, if I'm saying that correctly. Everybody knows each other. Even me and my friends' parents went to school together. We're just a very happy community. Beautiful stuff. Gwyneth says, my place of birth and growing up as a child is still where I live. I will always remember when I was when we as children could play outside till late at night. Our moms used to call us in to come eat, come wash, and even come sleep. Our brains could never switch off, always thinking of tomorrow's game that we need to play. Ugh, today's kids will never know that feeling. So sad. Well, thank you for sharing those beautiful memories with us, and continue to do so on our social media platforms, of course using hashtag Expresso Show.
We've got a fantastic show prepared for you. I know I'm always excitable,
You
but this
are.
morning I'm really excited.
You're like a little kid.
Dragon Ball Z has taken on a new form. It's Dragon Ball Fighter Z. It's the latest game in the franchise. It's gone all consoles, and it's gone all kinds of awesome. And I'm going to take on Gareth Woods this morning. I'm a little bit nervous.
Child, it's going to be amazing. And then we're looking at some tech news. A Japanese tech company introduces what is called a human Uber. Oh, I can't wait to bring you the details. It's crazy. So crazy.
So I've been thinking about you, oh Lord. So I've been thinking about you a lot these days. 1, 2, 3, let me know. Go. Hey. So I've been thinking about you a lot these days, and I'm wondering if I should have said all those things that day. Now I've been holding on, going strong, keep my shit together, but it's about to fall apart. I need you out of my system. You need to get out of the way. Oh no. Hey.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Tuesday morning on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on SABC3. You know what that song means. When you hear it, we get to snoop around a little bit, find out what's happening in the world of our local celebrities.
Exactly. Call me Snoopy.
Hey, Snoopy.
I'm snooping. Okay, so Kanyimbao and Teboho Lerole were probably the epitome of the perfect it couple. So naturally, their fans were devastated when they announced that they decided to, you know, go their separate ways. Now, those same fans are questioning if the couple are back together after they were spotted out and about together. Now, this photo of the pair of them at a theatre production together has been doing the rounds, and I don't know if you ask us, between the matching outfits and the big smile, I think they could possibly be back on.
Love's in the air.
Looks pretty legit. Looks like, yeah, we're trying it again. We're doing it again. Because, you know, the love
Sometimes I
runs
wonder,
deep.
do people actually break up, or is it just to, you know,
Or to
spice it up?
put some rah-rah. Some rah-rah.
I'll never do that.
What?
Because, you know, if Idris and I are together, I'm not
Yeah.
just gonna spice it up by saying, we broke up, we didn't, like...
How you gonna spice it up?
Listen, we are on forever.
How you gonna spice it up?
That's between the two of us. Okay, moving along, Susie.
How's your scrambled eggs this morning, Mrs.
Claudia Henkel, the former beauty queen, has shared the first photo of her twins with us that she welcomed into the world earlier this year. Taking to Instagram, Claudia shared this adorable photo of the twins. But before you get excited, we're not going to be seeing their faces anytime soon, because Claudia says that she's going to wait until her little ones are old enough to consent to it. Either way, we're happy for the new mom.
Wow. Oh, she's going to be posting the most adorable photos, even if the faces are covered.
Exactly.
Or
Well,
you only
Joanne
see the
Strauss
back
does it
of
all the
babies.
time. We don't need to see her face.
And she's got the perfect pigeon pair, a boy and a girl.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Oh, cuteness.
Absolutely beautiful news there. Stuff to celebrate, including how Leanne spices things up.
Well, if you need some spicing up, Ewan's giving away tickets to 50 Shades.
Well, oh, what?
Hello.
Yeah, well, here's how you spice things up. I'll tell you how. You can stand a chance of winning tickets to the special pre-release screening of 50 Shades Freed with New Metro. Now, this highly anticipated movie sees billionaire Christian Grey and his new wife, Anastasia, fully embrace their inextricable connection and shared life of luxury. Now, we have 5 double tickets to give away to the screenings taking place at New Metro Cinemas in Johannesburg, Pretoria, Durban, and Cape Town this Wednesday, the 7th of February. And that's at 5:30 p.m. It's tomorrow, guys, tomorrow. So all you have to do is SMS 50 Shades plus your name and city to 40675. Now, those SMSs cost R1 per SMS. No free minutes or bundles apply. And the competition ends tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. So get SMSing right away. T's and C's can be found on newmetro.co.za. Right now, though, it is time for some gaming on your feel-good breakfast show. Graham is sitting down with Gareth, and it's all about Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
What do you get when you cross overpowered blonde alien monkeys with a PlayStation 4? You get Dragon Ball Fighter Z. We're back in studio with Gareth Woods. And today, yes, we're catching up with Goku and the gang for the newest Dragon Ball title. This looks like the coolest game ever.
And even if
Gareth,
you're not a Dragon Ball fan, but if you are, it's just next level.
shame on you if you're not a Dragon Ball fan. So, dude, what's it all about? The game's been getting a lot of praise, a lot of buzz.
Yeah, so I mean, there's, like I said, there's amazing fans and they've loved their games, and I think this feels like one of the first times they're getting it like exactly like the cartoon. The single player mode is amazing. You're sitting there and it's like all the characters, and even though half the time the reasons to fight feel a little bit contrived, you're like in there playing all the different characters. It's really, really
But that's
great.
Dragon Ball, man.
Yeah, 100%.
It's just the only thing this happens in fast forward compared to Dragon Ball Z, where you could have like 3 months of glaring stares.
Nice, yeah.
And throbbing veins. Very, very cool. From a fighting game perspective, is it easy? Is it difficult? How do you
Well,
peg
I mean,
it?
I'm no fighting game expert, but it was pretty easy to pick up. They take you through the tutorial in the story mode. So as you play each of the levels, it introduces a new skill. And so by the time you're in your 5th fight, you're starting to get some combos down. I shouldn't say that because if you beat me, then I should.
I'm
I have no
gonna
idea
button
what's
bash
going
board
on.
and we're going to see how this plays out. Dude, character-wise, it looks really awesome. A lot of the favorites. It feels like Dragon Ball Z, man. It feels like the series.
Yeah, and wait till you see the graphics. It looks exactly like the show. The super overpowered explosions and all that, they're in there. You get to swap between your characters. I think let's actually choose some characters now.
Cool, okay, let's do it.
So you get to choose 3.
I've got to choose him. Dude, this is just too freaking cool, man.
And afterwards you can choose the color of their outfits. Let's go. Team Red.
Beautiful.
Okay, anywhere in particular we want to play?
Rocky Field. In the evening, that sounds like a showdown to me. Oh, my word. Booyah. The music is great as well.
Yeah, it's also that
it really does add to it.
super action-packed.
Does it change for you? How do I change characters? Will it just
That'd be L1.
L1, cool.
Otherwise, once one dude's beaten up, then the next guy will sub in. But as you get better, you can combo between your characters. So 1 or 2 punches, jump into your next guy, and then obviously you build your power up to eventually, unleash all the glory.
The super move. Okay.
But you see, I mean, the graphics look just like the cartoon, hand-drawn.
Well, button bash. Come on. Oh, yeah. It just got real there for a second, eh?
Seriously.
Oh, nice one. Oh, let's get things.
Oh, nice.
We might be old friends. Yeah. And this little guy. Yeah, you see, this is where my PlayStation stamina starts getting in. Yeah.
Nice. Certainly nailing the combos there. Wow, that's overpowered.
We'll do this one more time, my friend. Oh, nice.
Oh, nice combo. Well done. Well done.
There is still
the true
place.
fan emerges.
Absolutely awesome. This really does look like a cracker game. Dude, my hand is cramping right now. I did it for the button bashers out there.
Nice.
This looks like an absolute cracker, dude. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
man.
cool.
We might have to do this game again next week. But there you have it, the latest in the Dragon Ball. It's Fighter Z. Awesome, man.
I don't think we're going to get that side of the studio back
Wow.
anytime soon. Everyone's so caught
that
up
looks
in that game.
intense. Wow, okay.
Well,
Gaming.
time for us to now turn our attention away from gaming and now to technology.
Yes, well, kind of sticking to the same vein, I guess.
Theme, but different.
But it's completely different. Yeah, this is an interesting one. The Mayan people, we've all heard about the Mayan people. Yes, the Mayan people of South America and the advanced technology of their time remains one of the biggest mysteries for modern archaeologists. Now, with the use of something called aerial mapping, they've made it even more of a mystery. So in Guatemala's Petén region, an incredible discovery of a lost Mayan society has been made in the dense jungle using the high-tech mapping equipment called light detection and ranging. It stands for LiDAR, okay? Till now, the jungle has made it very hard for archaeologists to uncover any ruins due to the difficulty in navigating through the thick overgrowth. Now, LiDAR has found traces of 60,000 ruined buildings, including houses, defense works, pyramids, even agricultural fields with irrigation canals. I mean, that is phenomenal. And this discovery has also given scientists an indication that up to 10 million people may have lived within the Mayan lowlands region. The peak of Mayan culture occurred between 1000 and 900 BC, and some of their descendants still live in the region today. But I mean, can you imagine how dense that must have been, or how dense that jungle is, that they haven't seen that? Over 60,000 houses. That's crazy. But
Very interesting.
wow, that's a discovery.
Very, very interesting. Now, we've been teasing you the whole morning about a human Uber. Now, have you ever been, late for a meeting, or suddenly your car doesn't want to start, or the trains are running late? Well, a Japanese tech company, they're testing a solution to that, and it may just be the most ridiculous tech concept that you've heard in recent times. It is called the chameleon mask, and it's sort of like a human Uber. It allows you to book someone to attend meetings on your behalf. That person will wear a VR goggles with a flat screen attached to the front, and via the video feed for your and basically your face will then project onto that screen, and you'll also look at that.
What?
You'll also then be able to see whatever the person sees through your smartphone or even your laptop. And the aim is to really create a network of surrogates who can attend important meetings on your behalf. Now, they also claim that the service can be used to visit a friend or a family member in another city. It's still in the developmental phase, but I really think this is one I will skip. I feel like it's very similar to Skype. If you
I was just about to say, why can't you just put a laptop there and use Skype? Hey, it's one of those technologies we're going to be talking about in the next few months. It's like, yeah, one of the most random inventions
very
ever.
Random. I don't know if I would want to send someone like that to go break up with.
It's a strange
my
person.
Significant other.
Imagine, it's like, oh, hey, sorry, I can't make it to lunch, Mom, but don't worry, I'll kind of be there.
Yeah, we'll send someone else.
Wow. Anyways.
Yes, we do admit. This is very strange. In fact, it might be bordering on weird. We apologize. Anyway, right now on to stories that inspire us. And as we do every week, we turn our attention to our labor of love. And in the latest edition, we take a look at the work of Renier Weperer, who is a CNC turning champion. And his craft and passion is about reshaping metal into custom-made objects.
I'm Renier Weperer. I'm a CNC programmer fitter. When you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. So I'm a CNC machinist. I'm also the setter and programmer. It stands for Computer Numerical Control, so everything is controlled by a computer. When I was way younger, me and my father had a discussion of what I want to do when I'm done with school. And growing up in a house where my father is a fitter and turner, I enjoyed what he did, so that's what I wanted to do. And I mean, I love what I'm doing, so it doesn't feel like work. It doesn't feel like a struggle getting out of the bed in the morning. When I was a young age, I started working at this company. I think I was 15, 16 years old. I started working here in the holidays, school holidays. I first helped cleaning. From there, they put me on assembling parts and stuff, and then I was on the small machine in the front. There, I made my first project was to make pins. I'll never forget the first part I made. I mean, you feel so proud. CNC there's endless possibilities. So I mean, you can basically do anything and sculpt anything, any part out of raw material. And yeah, I just love the fact that you can make something which you need. First, what would happen is the customer would come to us, give us a drawing and an explanation of what he wants. Then from there, we'll order the material. When we have the material and everything, we'll start programming. From there, the toolpaths are generated into a program. The program is sent to the machine. Once the program's on the machine, I set my tools accordingly to the specific job I have to do. If it needs to be bored or just an OD turn, then the material will go into the machine. I'll set my tools, press cycle start, stand back, and then if everything is done correctly, the part will be 100%. We also send parts for hardening, so in many cases we'll get a part, we'll turn it, we'll send it for hardening, but we'll leave more material on the part, and when the part comes back from hardening, it will go into the grinding, which they can do more specific tolerance sizes. We work with tolerances of 0.005, and I mean, if you take the width of your hair is 0.1. So if you divide your hair into 1,000 pieces and you take 5 of those pieces, that's the tolerances we work in. So when I'm able to do it and I'm able to get it right, I feel like, man, I've got this, I've got this. My advice for the young guys, don't think it's the easy trade, the easy way out. Doing this is just as difficult as doing something at a university. This is more the practical side. If the fitting and turning side of engineering, which we're doing here, and also the CNC part of making parts and sculpting parts, I won't say it's difficult, but yeah, as I said, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life.
Well, still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Dr. Darren Green is almost in the house, and we're talking health. And of course, it's our health talk ahead of day 0, which is looming at 11 of May. So.
Yeah, man, it's all very serious business, so we better lighten the mood. Sounding all kinds of crazy good. Claire Phillips is in the house this morning. You want to stick around? It's going to be an incomparable performance this morning. We'll see you in a second.
Every morning on Expresso, we bring you the best in feel-good entertainment and awesome moments to start your day with a smile.
A lot of people would be like, my marriage or a cheeseburger. I'll take the cheeseburger.
You never say you take the cheeseburger in front of your wife.
You might want to flip it at this point in time.
Don't you tell me what to do. This is my kitchen. Yes, I should flip it, you're right.
Don't miss Expresso, weekdays 6:30 to 9 a.m. on SABC3.
should have said all those things that day. Oh, now I've been holding on, going strong, keep my shit together, but it's about to fall apart. I need you out of my system. You need to get out of the way. Sometimes I cry without knowing. Do you want more bass? Can we have a little bit more bass in the monitor? It's all because of you. And now it's time that you realize I'm moving on. Though my head's up in the clouds, I keep my feet on the ground. Hey. Now you keep telling me this and telling me that, but baby, for a matter of fact, I don't even want you to react. You're finally out of my system. You're finally out of the way. Ooh. Sometimes I cry without knowing why. It's all because of you.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is your feel-good breakfast show. Just quickly updating my social media because I couldn't get enough of what was happening here in the studio during the ad break. I'll tell you this, the Cape Town International Jazz Festival is coming up just around the corner, and over the next couple of weeks we'll have some of the artists on the lineup coming to show us what they have to offer. And right now, one of Cape Town's favorite singers, songwriters, musicians, guitarists, Claire Phillips, in the house, about to perform Sometimes.
Hey. Hey. Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. Hey. So I've been thinking about you a lot these days, and I'm wondering if I should have said all those things that day. Now I've been holding on, going strong, keeping my stuff together, but it's about to fall apart. I need you out of my system. You need to get out the way. Sometimes I cry without knowing why. It's all because of you. And hey. Now it's time that you realize I'm moving on, and I'm on my head up in the clouds. I keep my feet on the ground. Hey, and you keep telling me this and telling me that, but baby, for a matter of fact, I don't even want you to react. You're finally out of my system. You're finally out of the way. Ooh. Sometimes I cry without knowing why, baby. It's all because of you. And I've been thinking about it. I can't stop thinking about it. Hey. So I've been thinking about you. I've been.
You know, you got fans all the way in Italy right now. There's a guy called TomTom.com, like, yeah, Claire Phillips. What a way to wake up to in the morning, from Belhar to the Cape Town International Jazz Fest.
That's how we roll.
What you bringing this year? What you bringing this year?
I'm bringing fresh flavor. I've been writing a lot, you know, so I'm bringing some new material, some sexy material. Only the way Claire Phillips can do.
Absolutely. Does it still excite you to be performing on stages like that? I mean, obviously it's the Cape
You know, I
Town.
still get nervous to perform.
No ways.
I kid you not. I mean, I perform all over the world, but to perform at home
Yeah.
in front of your own people. There's something magical about that.
Where does the nervousness energy or the nervous energy reside for you? For some people, it's
When
in their
you
minds,
hear-
so sweaty palms, like, what's it for you?
The MC call out your name and the announcer announce your name,
Yeah.
and you're walking up those stairs to the stage and you hear the crowd. I'm numb. And then the first note I hit, it's over, it's done. I'm in the zone.
Beautiful stuff. Oh man, it's great to be spending the morning with you. What a way to travel on this Tuesday, being transported to all kinds of wonderful places. But the details for the Cape Town International Jazz Fest are on your screen right now. But in the meantime, also do link up with us on our social media platforms and let us know what you thought about that performance. More from Claire Phillips later.
In the national news this morning, a formal public bid has been issued to discuss the feasibility of moving Parliament from Cape Town to Pretoria. The study will consider the socio-economic impact of maintaining Parliament in Cape Town compared to the proposed relocation to Pretoria, and will also assess the cost implications of the proposed relocation in terms of personnel, members of Parliament and other related projects. The deadline for the bidding process is the 23rd of February. Motorists can breathe a sigh of relief as the Energy Department has announced that the price of fuel will decrease this week. Motorists will pay 30 cents less for petrol, while diesel will be 17 cents cheaper per litre. Illuminating paraffin is also down by 19 cents, while LP gas will trade at 23 cents less per kilogram. These prices will come into effect tomorrow. Now moving further abroad, Azerbaijani President Ilham Aliyev has brought forward the date of a planned presidential election to the 11th of April from the 17th of October. Aliyev, in power since succeeding his father in 2003, has been nominated as the ruling party's candidate for the election for what could be his fourth term. While the president's office has not yet explained the move, critics say this is an indication of cementing a dynastic rule. And then finally, Pope Francis has invited Roman Catholics and members of all other religions to observe a day of prayer, fasting and initiatives for peace on February the 23rd, urging everyone to say no to violence and conflict. Francis, speaking to tens of thousands of people in St. Peter's Square for his weekly blessing, said he was making the appeal because of the tragic prolonging of conflicts around the world. February the 23rd is a Friday in the first full week of the Christian season of Lent, during which fasting from food and extra acts of charity are encouraged as a sign of penitence. Well, that was your 7 o'clock news update. Let's get a look at what's happening in the world of sport. Here's Graham.
Let's kick it off with rugby this morning and a slight sense of irony. Despite not playing any games since November, the Springboks have now moved up to 5th place on the latest Rugby World Rankings. South Africa have replaced Scotland in 5th place. That was after the Scots Six Nations lost this weekend. While, of course, up at top, New Zealand, England and Ireland still make up the top 3 teams. The Springboks return to action in June with 3 test matches against England. Then staying with rugby, Wits University made it 2 wins from 2 in the Varsity Cup as they beat Tuks by 25-19 last night. The victory takes Wits up to 2nd place on the log, 1 point behind leaders Marties, while defending champions Tuks are still down in 7th, still without a win this season, remarkably. Other results, UJ beat CUT by 48-21. UCT, they beat NMMU by 27 points to 17, while Marties are in unbelievable form this year, thrashed Shimlas 56-21. Then on to cricket. The South African women's cricket team sadly tasted defeat in the first match of their ODI series against India. That was after an 88-run loss in Kimberley yesterday, while an 84-run knock from India's Smriti Mandana helped her side to 213 for 7 in their innings. South Africa's reply failed to get going as they were bowled out for 125. The second ODI takes place at the Diamond Oval in Kimberley tomorrow, so go and support if you can. Then, confounding manager and fans alike, Chelsea's poor form in the Premier League continued last night as they lost to Watford by 4-1. 3 goals in the space of 8 minutes from Watford confirmed the win, which sees Chelsea suffer back-to-back league defeats, while Watford secured only their 2nd ever league victory over the Blues. Of course, there is FA Cup action to look forward to tonight as Swansea City tackle Notts County and Birmingham host Huddersfield in our 4th round replays. And that's where we leave our sport for now.
Well, let's take another look at the roads. The petrol price, just a quick update for commuters. They can breathe a sigh of relief this month as the price of petrol is set to decrease by 30 cents and diesel by 17 cents per litre, and that's from midnight tonight. Then at the roads, looking at the roads in Gauteng and Midrand, there's been an accident on the N1 southbound. It's in the right lane. It's near the Olifantsfontein Road exit, so you can expect heavy delays in that area. And moving to the Western Cape and Kuils River, there's also been an accident. In fact, there's road closures on the R300 northbound due to an accident on the N2 inbound ramp. You can expect delays approaching the scene. That's where we leave your traffic. Another update coming your way just after 8.
All right, just after 7 o'clock, let's quickly get another weather update on your Feel Good Breakfast Show this morning. And temperatures continue to soar, reaching well into the 30s for some places. And Cradock, Sutherland and Springbok can expect a couple of scattered showers throughout the course of your Tuesday. Your temperatures, Polokwane 18 minimum with a maximum 30, Mbombela 19.33, Pretoria 19.31, Johannesburg 17.28, Mahikeng on 18 minimum with a maximum 31, Klerksdorp 18 minimum this morning with a maximum 31 degrees. Kimberley 19 and very hot, 36 degrees later on today. Bloemfontein also a hot day expected, 18 minimum with a maximum of 35 degrees. And you can expect a couple of thunder showers as well. Richards Bay 23, 32, Pietermaritzburg 19, 35, Durban 24 with a maximum 29, Mthatha 16, 35, East London 20, 29, Cradock 16, 36 degrees, Port Elizabeth 18, 25, George 18, 25 as well, Sutherland 12 minimum with a maximum 25 degrees and some rain expected. Cape Town 17, 24, bit of a break from yesterday's heat. Worcester 14, 32, Springbok 17, 26, and Uppington yet another very hot day, 22 minimum with the maximum 37 degrees. That's a wrap of your weather for the 7 o'clock bulletin. One more update heading your way just after 8.
Thank you so much, Mr. Straightom. Let's go to social media this morning. If you're needing a little bit of motivation, because sometimes Tuesday can be a bit meh, so you need to, take it to that next level. Rohit Sardana says, good morning, have a great day. It says here, the sun is alone too, but still shines. I love that. Continue to shine. Cash says, genius has no race, strength has no gender, courage has no limit. Tuesday motivation. I love this one. Every day do something that will inch you closer to a better tomorrow. And then Lovejet says, it's not necessary that tears must fall when you are sad and lips must smile when you are happy. Sometimes life catches us in certain situations when we hashtag smile in pain and cry with happiness. And then I'm going to go one more that will motivate you on this Tuesday. 6-word story says, no water, no life, no existence. Hashtag save water. I'm going to leave it there. Go and check out Tuesday Thoughts.
Well, your Tuesday morning continues after a very short break, and we talk about very important stuff. Day zero is looming, and what to do in a medical situation, how to keep yourself healthy and the family healthy during these times of drought. That's why Dr. DG is in the house.
So many implications. Of course, one way is you can approach your cooking with a lot less water. We're going to give you a drought-friendly veggie bounty bowl. Doesn't that sound bountiful? Of course, and Amy Hoppy can be the only person to do it for us. We'll get healthy after the break.
One of us talking. Don't look there. Talk.
There's a lot of talk of companies like bottling the tap water and trying to make money out of it.
Yeah, but there's that South African Bottling Water Association or whatever.
So maybe mention that.
SABWA.
Look for that logo.
Look for the logo, that kind of thing. And then the containers. They don't all use the same quality plastic.
Exactly.
BPA, propylene, all that kind of thing. So that's also important.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is your Tuesday morning on your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, on SABC3. Now, as the water shortage continues throughout South Africa and we move ever closer to the possibility of a day zero, we need to arm ourselves with the medical know-how in the event of that crisis. Now, we're joined this morning by our resident Dr. Darren Green, and of course, the focus today is on water safety. Dr. DG, what's happening?
Fantastic. That might just stick, Dr. Darren Green. Dr.
I like
DG.
that. It's been through high school after that a little bit. Dazza, DG, you name it.
Well, you know, Doctor, I've been going to the stores looking for 5-litre bottles and the shelves are empty.
Yeah.
People are stockpiling. What is there a risk to that? Does water expire?
It certainly does. It certainly does, and it changes in its taste and its composition as time progresses.
Okay.
So you'll get told, for example, if you go to a reputable company, you can store water up to 2 years. But there are conditions to that 2 years. If you don't do the things they tell you to do, it could even be much shorter than that. And simple things. You can spoil your water within 1 week. All that piled water.
Like direct sunlight.
Direct sunlight, the temperature of the room. So the thing that changes the composition of water is actually the plastic in which it's stored. You know that hundreds of different chemicals that are involved in manufacturing plastic, and 3 litres of water are used to make 1 plastic bottle. One litre plastic bottle.
1 litre.
That's correct.
It just doesn't make sense.
It's quite ironic. But, you know, everyone speaks about BPA-free.
Yes.
And what people need to know, all the different propylenes and all the different subtypes of plastics, there are hundreds of them, by the way, they are denatured and they actually break down into the water when they're exposed to certain temperatures. And the different ones are released at different temperatures.
Okay.
So how you store the water is important in terms of direct light exposure, but also the temperature of the room and the ventilation of the room. That all plays a role. And then how the water was treated in the first place. Is it mountain spring water that's just been bottled? Is it normal municipal tap water that's been put through a filter and then ozonated, or reverse osmosis is what they call it? What has exactly happened to the water you're buying? Do you know when you buy it? You know, and those are all factors that play a role as to how long your water will taste the same and not change in its chemical composition.
Yeah, and that's the problem, because I think in this moment of desperation, people are going everywhere to just try and get the last drop that they can. In fact, one of my favorite tweets the other day said that they didn't even know that smuggling water is a thing, because there's all kinds of companies or people popping up everywhere and selling all kinds of water. So how do you, as a consumer, then make sure that you're buying the healthy and the right kind of water? Because the last thing you want is a waterborne disease.
Exactly. And there are lots of new companies that have just sprung up from nowhere that are just bottling municipal water and selling it. And some of them are being bust and some aren't. So how do you know? Look on the bottle. There's often a logo of the South African Water Bottling Association, or the Spring Water Associations. Look for those signs. Educate yourself on what to look for on the bottle. That helps, obviously, because then you know there's a body governing exactly what's been going on in terms of the bottling process and what water is exactly going into that. I mean, there have been hundreds of stories of people going out to the winelands and seeing people filling bottles from a normal hosepipe and a municipal tap, selling that as spring water.
Wow.
So you need to check that logo. It's very important.
Okay. Well, we're going to continue with Dr. Darren Green. Our lines are open. We're asking you, how are you and your family preparing for day zero? That number is 021-430-9881. If you've got a comment or a question for Dr. Darren Green, we'll be back with him shortly.
Thank you so much, guys. Jumping into the kitchen with the always bubbly Amy, who's here. Now, you know what? Day zero has been pushed back. Good news, 11th of May now. That's why we're dancing. So it's positive news. Thank you, Amy. But we still need to save water to push it back even further. And one way you can do that is through the foods that you are making. That's why Amy's here this morning, because there's certain foods that, that's water conscious.
Exactly, a little bit more drought friendly, as they say.
That's the thing,
so we've got a beautiful array of vegetables and salad stuff over here, and all of these goodies are really, really great for growing in drought conditions. So we've got some lovely beans, which are actually adapted to grow in very dry conditions. We've got some peas, some tomatoes, some peppers, and some cucumber. And tomatoes have the ability to make their roots go really deep into the ground so they can get water from different, lower resources. The other thing is to stop eating a lot of animal products, because obviously a lot of meat and dairy and eggs and stuff like that require a lot of water in the making. So if you just try and eat vegan maybe more than once a week now, because we've got our Green Monday, try and go for 2 or 3 days a week and you can save liters of water. So what I'm going to do here is just very...
So firstly, we're making a veggie bounty bowl.
Yeah, so it's like a salad bowl, which you can actually eat all of these ingredients raw as you've been snacking away here behind the scenes.
We've been snacking. This stuff is actually quite delicious, yeah.
It is. But what I'm going to do is just take a little bit of garlic and saute the beans and the peppers very, very quickly.
Yes.
So it's almost like a warm salad, and then you can serve it either at room temperature or obviously straight out of the pan, nice and hot.
Okay.
So some people struggle to eat peppers raw, which is why they're also delicious sautés.
Yes.
So I'm just going to do that very quickly with some garlic.
Okay.
And a little bit for our beans too. Here we go. And just give that a little stir.
Oh, there we go. You can smell the garlic. Yes.
You don't want to cook them for too long because you want that crunchiness as well. So this is literally just to take that kind of rawness out and just give it a bit of a fresh kind of saute and get that lovely garlic in with the flavors.
So you also want to be careful, of course, you don't want to burn the garlic.
No.
At what stage does garlic burn? I mean, how long before? Like, is there like a...
So you can cook your garlic for about 1 to 2 minutes. As soon as they start going that kind of little bit darker color, you want to already take them off, and then it's almost too late. So you just got to watch, tell by smell.
Tell by smell. Listen, the keyword is lunch. SMS that to 33728. That's lunch to 33728 to get your hands on the recipe. Beautiful. Okay.
So literally just a couple of minutes, and then you just take that kind of beautiful rawness off, but it's lovely and crunchy still. And as you can see, they almost have this beautiful glow to them.
Yes.
And then we're just going to stir in some lovely cucumber. There we go. And our lovely peas, which are delicious. They are delicious.
This is quite the lunch, eh?
It is. And then you can take a variety of different tomatoes. I love using these different colourful heirloom tomatoes because I think they'd obviously just add. I mean, this green one, how cool is that?
Look at that.
Super delicious.
That is right?
It's absolutely right. It's just a variant. And look at these gorgeous purple ones. So I like to just kind of mix them up, put them in there. And you can just sort of give this a nice big stir with a little bit of extra olive oil and a bit of salt and pepper, which I'm going to put on now. And that's a gorgeous bowl of lovely veggies and salad, which you can have obviously at any time. You can serve it. Yeah. You can serve it as a side dish if you want, if you're having some fish or something like that.
Even if you mix some quinoa.
Definitely, as your extra protein.
Yeah.
But you must, again, quinoa requires water to cook, so we're being very water conscious.
I am just saying, yes, that you can.
Exactly. So there we go. There's a lovely, gorgeous veggie salad bowl. And look how beautiful those colours are. It's really, really great. Because, we eat with our eyes.
Bounty bowl.
A bounty bowl.
It's a bounty bowl,
It is our bounty bowl.
It's not a veggie bowl. It's a bounty bowl. SMS the keyword lunch to 33728. That's lunch to 33728 for this drought-savvy lunch. I love it. And you can check it out on our website as well, expressoshow.com. Thank you, Amy.
Pleasure.
What a legend.
All right, we're back again with Dr. DG, if you will, Dr. Darren Green, and we're talking about all kinds of things concerning health and water safety because South Africa is now in the grips of a water shortage and we're day zero just around the corner. So what to do to keep the family healthy?
That's right. Well, Dr. Darren Green, a lot of people are saying, they've had tummy bugs. They even go as far as saying, it's not from the water, but could it be from the water?
Yeah, certainly it can. It can, but we are promised by our local authorities, and I believe the City of Cape Town has promised that they actually have quality control daily on the drinking water quality in the city. Those processes obviously need to be monitored and checked that they're actually doing what they're saying they're doing. I think that's important, and that's crucial because as the dam gets shallower and shallower, and when we have that last 10%, it's not drinkable. So the concentration of sediment and bugs in the last bit of water obviously is going to be highly concentrated. And when it comes to infection, it's all about the concentration of germs as to whether you actually develop a clinical or health side effects from it or not. You can be exposed to bugs daily from surfaces and hands, so if it doesn't mean you're going to get those infections manifest clinically, depends on how much of that bacteria or that organism colonizes your body.
Yeah, and of course this is a topic that concerns all of us out there, whether you're a Cape Townian or whether you're in Mpumalanga or Joburg, doesn't matter. So give us a call on 0214309881 to ask your questions or make your comments about this. Now, Now, the word listeriosis is floating around. It's a big medical concern right now for all of us across the country. What impact can Day Zero have on listeriosis, the spread of it, and what can we do in the meantime to prepare ourselves?
The impact on listeria would be the same as the impact on so many other bacterial infections. So listeria itself is what they call a zoonosis. It's an animal-borne disease that we get from eating uncured beef, poultry, pork, etc. So the farming processes and that whole process needs to be looked at, but also from vegetables, from the ground, taking out your carrots and your vegetables and not washing them properly, where you have obviously the bacteria introduced from not preparing your food properly. So washing your hands and washing your vegetables certainly can be impacted by the lack of water.
Exactly.
So you've got to look obviously at the amount of water you're using. Do you put a little bit of salt in the water when you wash and clean your vegetables, etc.? And with the amount available, 25 litres a day is very little to do that, and then obviously to go into cleaning your house surfaces. Because you must imagine, if you're not cleaning your house surfaces with clean water and you're using things like grey water even to mop the floors, the colonization of bacteria can become a problem. So people need to be vigilant about hygiene and obviously the art of hand washing, but we'll get to that, I'm sure.
Well, I wanted to ask you about that because yesterday I went to a place where they've completely removed the top of the tap. You can't use it, and they've put hand sanitizer there.
Yes.
Is that good enough, or is that even better than washing your hands with water?
Yeah, so hand sanitizer is useful. You need to know what's in it. So most of them have alcohol in it as an antiseptic. As you know, alcohol does denature a lot of the structures in germs, and it's all about reducing the amount. More importantly is the technique you use when you're actually using the hand sanitizer. Are you just rubbing it on the palms of your hand and that's it? Are you rubbing in between your fingers and doing both your hands? You know, we go through all these practices in the hospital to decrease the amount of germ load on the hands properly. And I think that's quite important. So is it effective? Yes, it certainly is in reducing the amount of bacteria on the skin. Long-term complications of it, certainly the skin can dry out if there isn't an emollient involved or something to replace the moisture in your skin, and you're just using alcohol all the time on your hands. So you need to be vigilant of that and maybe taking better care of your hands after that as well.
Yeah. Okay, so the key is to rub all over, in between fingers, get
Correct,
it everywhere.
and have enough sanitizer, not just 2 drops.
All right, well, we'll be back shortly with Dr. Darren Green to ask all the other questions that concern me, particularly about, I'm thinking about stockpiling on all kinds of antibiotics when you think about the diseases that could come with water safety issues. But I'm sure you have many other questions as well, so give us a call on 021 430 9881.
Yep, we don't want to be alarmist, but there are many health concerns coming with this. We know that the rise in bacterial content is one of them, but there are so many implications. If you have any questions for the doc, 021 430 9881. We are talking water safety and health all in one go.
And we're talking water saving as well as we make a drought-friendly fruit salad with Amy.
With a prickly pear. Come on.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It's a Tuesday morning. Thank you so much for joining us as we continue our medical health chat with Dr. Darren Green. Felicity joining us on the line from Brits. Good morning, Felicity.
Hi, good morning to you people. Thanks for this program.
Thank you for watching.
I'd like to ask Dr. Green if borehole water is safe to drink.
Excellent question, because lots of people are getting
drilling
boreholes and drilling all around their properties. Yes,
and a great question. So for the people that don't know, the quality of that borehole water needs to be tested. There are official bodies that have to come and test it to see whether it's safe for consumption.
Yeah.
And then they look at, obviously, all the different ions, electrolyte, the compositions, and the minerals. Because if you have water, for example, that has too much iron in it, and how do you know that? You look at the garden walls where the sprinklers are.
You always see the brown walls.
That's it, the brown skid marks on the walls from the
Whoa.
iron. There you go.
You see it in the suburbs.
In the suburbs. So you need to understand that if you're consuming that and it hasn't been tested and declared safe for human consumption, you're going to get health complications of that. So yes, borehole water can be safe depending on where it's harvested, and also the content of the minerals will differ from area to area. It needs to be tested.
Yeah. I wonder if the complication then comes in, who does that water belong to the municipality or to you, even though it's on your property?
Good
question.
But
that's a conversation for another day. Let's talk about personal hygiene. We've talked about using hand sanitizers in public toilets and so on and so forth, but I like to shower every day. Even though I've developed a way of just kind of wetting myself, going through the motions and rinsing off. The Premier did show us a bucket method of bathing, if you will.
Yes.
A small bucket, and then just kind of tell me how healthy is that to bath twice a week?
Probably more than 60% of our population have been doing that for decades, hundreds of years. You know. And only now people are becoming, in the rural areas, also becoming aware of showers and making their own showers even. The bucket method, obviously, of using a little bit of water is, in a good way, one of the messages that came across was that you don't need to bath every day. Yes, I'm saying you don't need to bath every day.
Luckily, I hate baths. I prefer showers.
But in terms of decreasing your germ load, and obviously the sweaty areas need to be looked at. You need to look at the skin. So the skin makes natural oils, and if you shower with soaps and with things every single day, you actually strip the skin of some of its natural ability. So it's actually not recommended that you actually bath or shower every day, just as we recommend with newborn babies as well. So, you know, there is a lot of truth in the fact that you need to look at what you're using when you do wash, and also the frequency. Some people use abrasive cloths. Face cloths, for example, and then they're exfoliating the dead skin.
Like the orange sack.
There you go.
The sack for orange, when you buy oranges, that red, I used to scrub with that just to get nkwane out of your skin.
Then you feel, then it's like clean. But you're also obviously taking off some of the top layer of your skin, and you're causing, some possible damage to the skin. So, you've got to be aware of the fact that there are certainly health benefits to not using abrasives, and also damaging your skin by using chemicals every single day, or twice a day at least. So it depends on your activity as well. I mean, if you're gymming in the morning and you're perspiring like crazy and your clothes are wet and they've been sticking to you for the whole day, you can imagine you're going to develop some BO, serious BO.
But okay, when we come back, I want to talk about, just touch on that lastly, just what are the right areas to wipe? What should you be wiping them with, and how, so that you can save water? So if it means bathing twice a week, where should you be wiping? You know what I mean? Okay, I want to ask that question when we come back.
All right, so back in the kitchen with the lovely Amy. Amy, now earlier on we made a drought-friendly bounty bowl.
That's right.
With veggies, and it was delicious. And right now, look at all this. It's tropical, it's summer, and
exactly,
it's good on the water.
There we go.
Yeah.
So I think what we're often so concerned with is that you see these beautiful, luscious melons like we have over here, and you don't almost realize that even though they're so juicy and almost like have a high water content, they're really, really drought friendly.
Really?
Because they're, again, one of those fruits that have really deep root systems.
Yeah.
So very, very good to grow in drought conditions. And then we've got some lovely pomegranates over here. We've got some prickly pear, which is like Karoo classic.
Last time I've had prickly pear.
And then we've got a bit of kiwi and some grapes. Grapes are actually, depending on the different varieties you have, also really good for kind of dry conditions. And we've got a bit of passion fruit over here. So as you can see, lots of different colors, lots of fresh flavors. And you can have this almost as like a nice fruity breakfast bowl, or you can have it as a fruit salad for dessert. And instead of using bowls for washing, we are going going to use the melon as the bowl.
So you gave me the bigger bowl.
Exactly.
Okay.
So what we've done is we've just scraped out some of the pips, and we're going to just chop our beautiful, beautiful other fresh fruits and pop them in there. So
let's go for it.
I'm just going to start with
the keyword is salad. SMS that to 33728. That's salad to 33728 to get your hands on this delicious drought-friendly fruit salad.
Yes. Now the prickly pear, once you peel it, because obviously the prickles can get you, just be very careful
Hopefully
about that.
They've been removed.
Yeah. They are a little bit slippery, so just kind of be careful when you're holding it, when you're chopping, because I'm a little bit clumsy with my cutting, so just be a little careful.
So you cut them quite roughly,
Yeah, you can cut them very chunky, and I like seeing the, like with a kiwi, I love actually seeing the beautiful seeds like that inside. I think it's visually very appealing, and we do it with the eyes. So
this is true.
So just kind of scatter them around, and we're going to just scoop out a little bit of this gorgeous passion fruit. So also, with all fruits and things, I like combining slightly sweeter fruits with the sour tart flavour as well, like we get from the pomegranates, because you don't want everything to be overpoweringly kind of sweet.
Yes.
Like our grapes over here are actually very sweet, so let's just pop some of those guys in as well. There we go.
Perfect.
Just there.
This is super easy, and I love the fact that you're actually using your melon as a bowl.
I know. So it's really, really, there's so many fruits that you can do this with. And obviously one of our biggest things with being water conscious is to try and save on washing dishes.
This is true.
There we go. Look how gorgeous that looks. Little pomegranates everywhere.
Get those gems in there.
Yes. There we go.
Wow,
so that is your beautiful fruit bowl.
And pair it with some Tropica Slender, which has got 80% less calories and is a sugar-free option as well. Perfect, perfect. I can almost say breakfast.
Yes, exactly.
Hey? What a cool breakfast. A drought-friendly fruit salad. SMS the keyword salad to 33728. I think that's just the thing to look after and push back day zero even further.
Exactly.
Eat like
and
this.
Lots of nutrients,
Eat
lots
like
of vitamins in here. So there we go.
Amy, you're a legend. That looks very cool. Thank you very much for breakfast this morning. I'm so going to enjoy that salad to 33728.
Buy a Tropica, follow the entry details on the pack, and you could win the grand prize of a Kia Picanto. For competition T's and C's, visit tropica.co.za.
There's Auntie Bay on Twitter is laughing at me for trying to explain the whole orange sack thing from Khari. But Auntie Bay, you know what I'm talking about. We're talking about water safety on this Tuesday with Dr. Darren Green, and all about how to keep yourself healthy and hygienic, and the family as well. We do have a call on the line before I ask my question. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, who am I speaking to?
Hi, it's Nikki speaking.
This is Nikki. Hi, Nikki.
Hi. I have a question. I have lupus for 21 years this year, and I'm wanting to know what can we do with people that have autoimmune diseases to help us with this water crisis.
All right, so individuals with autoimmune diseases, yes. I'm assuming, of course, they need extra medical attention and care, and obviously water is quite a critical part of medical care, right?
Yes, well, what is a critical part of germ control,
yes.
In terms of how we dispose of germs and how we decrease the content of colonies on surfaces when preparing food and on hands.
Yeah.
Autoimmune basically just means your body manufactures basically antibodies that have basically an effect somewhere else in the human body. So you get different types of autoimmune disease. If you have one specifically that refers to a shortage in your immunity, or that renders you a little bit weaker with a weakened immune system, certainly that leaves you exposed to contracting infections easier and quicker. Typical examples of people that are immunocompromised are people, for example, with diabetes mellitus, people that are pregnant, people that have been on steroid therapy for a long period of time, which is a lot of what the autoimmune, some of the different diseases are treated with. And that certainly means you need to be even more vigilant in terms of your exposure. Look at crowds, look at the amount of exposure to the amount of people, where you frequent,
yes,
and so forth. And it's also about when you wash your hands. People forget that a lot of the germ spreading is facilitated by ingesting it. So you don't need to wash your hands 15 times a day, or sanitize your hands 15 times a day. What you need to do is sanitize them before eating or before taking food and touching your mouth and ingesting it. That's where it's important, because there's also the corollary of the theory, which is the germ hypothesis. In other words, if you remove all germs from your environment, your immune system can't modulate and grow and prepare to actually have a natural form of immunity to the environment.
All right.
Very interesting. And then I wanted to know, on that note, when it comes to grey water, we've been encouraging everyone to reuse their grey water, but how safe is it to reuse grey water?
Yeah, so you need to know what's in grey water. Obviously, it's the water from the bath or shower, and then you've got your skin cells, you've got the dirt, the dust in there as well, you've got the shampoos, you've got the toothpaste in some cases, the hairs, if there's hair, certainly, and all that obviously then leads to the fact it's literally grey. And the longer it stands, obviously, the more danger it is for organisms colonizing that live on those things that are in the grey.
And it develops that stench.
So you wouldn't want to wash your floors with that?
Oh,
no.
So,
you want to use that to
yes, and understanding also that you need to amend your detergents for grey water to be safe on the environment as well. People can't just use normal, regular chemicals and expect to just throw that on their gardens, never mind put them in the toilets as well. So obviously grey water in toilets is great if you can use it within a certain time period.
Yes. Okay, and then finally I wanted to ask a question. If you give us like a top 5 list, if you are going to be applying that method of only bathing twice a week and every day you at least want to clean the places that are necessary to keep yourself healthy, where should you be wiping?
Where the goes up?
The darkness, the darkness. The North Pole, obviously.
The North Pole.
The North Pole.
North Pole's up here.
Yes, that's right. So under your arms, behind your neck is where there's a lot of sweating with your collar.
Take note at home.
Okay, so, behind the neck.
Behind the neck, the arms, obviously, the crotch, in the groin area, because there's a lot of darkness and sweating that happens there. And then between your toes, that's where the source is. So go to the source of the stench and remove the source.
Very interesting. Okay, I didn't know about the neck and the toes. I'll keep that in mind.
Well, on that note, thank you very much, Dr. Green. We do really appreciate it, and I hope that was enlightening to you. We'll do it again next week.
We're going to continue speaking about all things water-wise because that's what we've got to do right now, but we're going to throw a little spice in between. It's time for a wellness masterclass this morning. We're going to talk about mental well-being this morning, why you've got to keep that head game strong.
Exactly, and then keeping our movie game strong is JP Sebastian. He's in the house this morning and he is reviewing the movie 12 Strong. All that and more on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back, welcome back. Yes. I'm still trying to just keep up with Dr. Darren Green. We had a very interesting discussion with him.
Well, behind the neck and the toes, don't forget that
Go to the source.
Well, let's find out what our international stars have been up to.
Exactly. Well, yesterday news of Kylie Jenner's pregnancy and arrival of her daughter dominated headlines, but the video confirming it all had more juicy info than that. Not only did we get a glimpse into her pregnancy journey, but we also got to see Kim's latest edition, Chicago, for the first time.
Aww. It looks completely different. I'm wearing these shoes because somebody else shoes. So little. Scary. And then sometimes they go like this, like if their eyes open. Did you figure out the name? I think we're gonna go with Chicago. But I think it's cute. I think it's really cute.
That is a big baby.
That is a big baby, but also looks very much like Saint, hey?
There's just got to be something in the Kardashian water. I feel like they need to bottle it up and sell it to us. Because
let's bring us the water.
Like, why are their babies also beautiful?
I heard something very interesting. Like they say that Kylie wanted to keep it all secret, but isn't it quite interesting that she made the announcement on the same day as the Super Bowl and took over headlines? Like no one was talking about the Super Bowl, everyone was talking about Kylie.
Absolutely.
Well, I saw something
Kris
interesting.
Jenner. Mama Joe.
that Justin Timberlake's video at the Super Bowl only got something like 3 million views, and her video got 11 million views. Something ridiculous.
Wow.
And he practiced for so long. Oh,
so next time, all the advertisers are going to go to the Kardashians first and be like, tell us what are you doing, okay? Let us know what you're doing, and then halftime, we go to you guys. Okay, we're going to go live.
Exactly. Just let them do the halftime show. Well, with Kim and Kylie's babies out the way, and of course Khloe's on the way, it's safe to say that the Kardashian baby fever is in full swing. But keeping with babies, because that's what we do. That's what we do. Remember how Lady Antebellum had to postpone their tour to South Africa last year due to their lead singer Hillary Scott being pregnant? Well, she's not pregnant anymore. Taking to Instagram, Hillary shared this adorable photo of her newborn twins, Betsy Mac and Emery Joanne, who arrived on the 29th of January. But if you think that was cute, how's about this photo of their older sis, Isel, holding them? And of course, a very big congratulations to
Lady Antebellum.
Yeah, to
the whole group,
sure
Lady
all the fans
Antebellum.
celebrate.
And now you guys can come. We're ready.
Beautiful stuff. Okay, well, on that note, let's quickly talk about your mental health, a very important part of your life, just as important, if not even more so important, than your physical health, as it contributes to so many different aspects of your life, especially when it comes to achieving your goals.
On a day-to-day basis, we hear about the importance of being healthy physically. Eat right, stay active, drink 8 glasses of water a day, maybe throw 1 apple into the mix. But what about maintaining our mental wellness? It might be the most important part of life. Today, we're joined by health coach Liesl Viljoen to tell us how mental wellness plays such an important role in our day-to-day lives, but also how it impacts our ability to live out our dreams and fulfill our goals. Liesl, thank you so much for joining us. Every day, Instagram throws a picture of physical well-being at us, and that seems to be where the world is at the moment. It's all about how you look. It's about that side of wellness. We know they go hand in hand, yes, but why, from your perspective, is mental wellness so important?
If I can call it categories of wellness, this one is, for me personally, probably one of the juiciest ones. Ones that I absolutely love, and definitely a departure for any journey, whether it's in your business life, whether it's in your physical health, whether it's in your relationship, is that you need to focus on your mindset. So what we now know is that generally you can categorize people in either they're having a fixed mindset or they have a growth mindset. So we want to aspire to the growth mindset. Some people have that naturally, and they are probably people in our world that we would classify as high achievers. But that doesn't mean that each and every one of us can't also cultivate a growth mindset.
How then do we foster that? We know that we want control, and I'm trying to kind of think myself through this, and there are times where I do feel like I have a very fixed mindset because there's safety there. I can control that space. Then there are other times where I amaze myself at my complete lack of a sense of consequence, and as much as it's daunting and it gets me into trouble, it's also allowed me to achieve things and do things that I never dreamt possible. How do we consciously foster that within ourselves?
You have to cultivate the willingness to do that. You know, without that, it's going to be very hard to do that. And then open yourself up to the fact that it's possible, because in the past, we didn't necessarily look at this sort of science as something that you can cultivate. Now we know you can. Almost trick the mind to get away from this concept that everything it's fearful, it's going to be difficult, or I'm not going to be able to do it. No, consciously make the effort to say and make it fun for yourself.
How do you feel about mantras and adopting something that you can kind of reinforce every day?
Yeah, absolutely vital. You know, we've sort of got, as humans, we've got a default setting for negative self-talk. That's just the way, again, how we wired somehow. So, you know, that little voice in your head that will criticize you and will talk you down and will judge yourself and others, that little voice is not your friend. So the first thing would be is have an awareness of it and then pause. We catch yourself when that thing is happening and then immediately counter it with a positive self-talk.
I'm actually going to hear your voice in my head the next time I need to have a positive affirmation. I absolutely love that. Thank you so much. I think a lot of people, hopefully, are now talking to themselves in a different light. That negative voice, is not your voice. You actually have control over that, and you can talk to yourself in whatever fashion you believe you deserve. I absolutely love that. I'd love to know, in fact, some of your favorite tricks on mentally preparing yourself for a new challenge, for every day, to tackle those tough conundrums that life throws at us. Please share some of your tips, your affirmations on our Expresso Facebook page.
Natradale, you've only just started.
Thank you so much, Graham. Right now, we're heading to the movies. Now, this Friday at the movies, Thor hangs up his hammer and takes to true-life heroics in 12 Strong. Definitely looking forward to this one. Of course, that's Chris Hemsworth I'm talking about, joined by Michael Shannon, Michael Pena, and Trevante Rhodes as a portion of a US Special Forces team at the tip of the edge of the spearhead of the start of the Afghan war. But straight from the horse's mouth, here's what the team of 12 Strong are set to face.
It's us. We're going in. We beat out the 5 other teams. We're going to drop in behind enemy lines, link up with the warlord of the Northern Alliance, General Abdul Dostum. We'll assist him in fighting the Taliban and taking back the city of Mazar-e-Sharif, which happens to be the stronghold and linchpin for the entire Northern Taliban force. The catch is we only have 21 days.
How many troops has he had?
He's got about 200 paid soldiers and an undetermined number of part-time militia.
What about the other side?
The other side has about 50,000 Taliban and Al-Qaeda fighters. Missiles, armor, rockets, mortars, machine guns. We're outnumbered.
Just 5,000 to 1.
Now, gentlemen, once we land, we're about 9 hours away from help. Which effectively means it doesn't exist. We're on our own. We all need to understand the capture is not an option here. We go in tonight, single ship, no backup. So police your gear, get some rest.
Had a successful test flight?
We are the test flight.
And there we have it, 12 Strong. It releases at cinemas this coming Friday. JP Sebastian's in the house, dude. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hey, hey, hey.
Cool, man. So, a war movie. Is this what makes this one different?
Before. So what makes this one different, I suppose, is everything else is talking about like the average guy on the front line in the mass of like, you know, the broadsword, but these guys, like you said, are the spearhead, the scalpel. Yes. The Special Forces, Green Berets, 12 of them were sent in, true story. After the attack of 9/11, America was like, hey, it must be the Taliban. And so they, you know, flew into Afghanistan, dropped these guys first with 3 other teams. So there was like, what, 36 guys who had to try and negotiate Afghan rural country, knowing nothing about who the players are, who the stakes are, and they have to join up with a local warlord to fight the Taliban. And that's the whole story. So they're sort of behind the scenes, behind 200 other fighters, like he just said, but going head-to-head against 50,000 Taliban, and they have to capture a town called Mazar-e-Sharif, which is the 4th largest in Afghanistan, which analysts said would take something like 2 years to do, and in real life it took 3 weeks.
Oh, wow, okay.
So this is a different sort of breed of human,
but I'm sure it brings quite an air of suspense and stuff, knowing that it's based on a true story and true events as well.
Yeah, and I looked up like the accuracy and whatnot, and what helps with that suspense is if you can see that people did the training. Yeah. You can see that they're not holding the gun like, you know, they couldn't spot it.
They look authentic.
Yeah. It's all very precise, and that's thanks to really good, devoted actors. Chris Hemsworth, I think we love dearly. I got no problems with that dude, and I like that he can laugh at himself. Obviously, it's not one of those movies. Yeah. Michael Pena, you probably remember him from Fury, the Brad Pitt movie, where everyone's like, he's speaking grunts only, but he's such an underused actor. Michael Shannon, I fell in love in The Shape of Water, which you all need to be watching instead of the show even. But,
wow.
Okay, no, I love the show. Expresso's the best.
Scrap that. Stay here, give it a 10 right now.
Can we do a retake? Okay, and here goes. So welcome, Ewan. So yeah, based on a true story, really amazing, death-defying kind of stuff. Like these are surprisingly a lot prettier, obviously, than the real guys, because the real guys don't care. They were just there to do a job. They wrote a letter to their families before they went in, and they
Chris. He needs to look good.
This is Ewan and JP agreeing. This is a pretty man. What are you going to do? But unfortunately, like one of the tricky things is and misses some of the important sort of complexities of war movies, where you have just 2 guys sitting down trying to talk about home, trying to normalize the situation for themselves, banter kind of thing.
Okay.
Fleshing out the characters, but so it's very sort of connect the dots, get the job done, and if the action keeps going on like that from A to B to C to D, eventually you're looking at your watch by the time you're watching the 16th explosion. So it can be dull eventually, if like after some time.
It was going good up until that point right now. So, so let's talk popcorns, dude. Let's talk popcorns.
Okay. Actors do their best with a dull script, so 6 out of 10. Not bad for a war movie, if you want to call war movies like a roller coaster.
Okay, I'm going to try and do so first on Expresso. So we've got Chris Hemsworth, Michael Pena, who you self-confess is brilliant. Can we up one at least? 7? Come on, hop. Let's go.
I'm under duress here. Have you got like a SWAT team's going to fall through the roof? 7 out of 10.
All right, 7 out of 10. It's going to be a brilliant movie. Check it out, 12 strong at your cinemas this Friday.
If I blink twice, it means send help.
Can't believe we just bullied a kernel out of you, man. Just one kernel. Beautiful stuff. Well, I promised you a little bit of spice this morning. How about this? You stand a chance of winning tickets to the special pre-release screening of 50 Shades Freed with New Metro. This obviously very highly anticipated movie sees billionaire Christian Grey and his new wife now, Anastasia, fully embrace their inextricable connection and shared life of luxury with a bit of danger thrown in this time around. We're giving away 5 double tickets for the screenings taking place at New Metro Cinemas in Johannesburg, Pretoria, Durbs and Cape Town this Wednesday. That's tomorrow, the 7th of February at 5:30 p.m. All you have to do is SMS 50 Shades, as one word, 50 Shades, your name, your city, to 40675. It's going to cost you just $1.50 per SMS. No free minutes or bundles apply. And the competition will close out tomorrow at 9 a.m. at the end of the show. So get SMSing. All the terms and conditions can be found on newmetro.co.za.
Well, we're taking a quick break on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Go fill up your coffee cups and make sure you get back to your TV screens. Claire Phillips performing for us after the break.
And then we also take a look at what's trending, and a Super Bowl selfie goes viral. We'll show you more after the break.
In almost every way. Yes, you know. Yeah. I think 2007. So this is a song that I'm doing now. It's not been recorded. I wrote it 3 days ago. I just think that it's really cool that I get to share it with you.
Oh man. So this is like as exclusive as it gets. Like
This is,
fresh.
I'm giving you the...
This
yeah.
is like, this is a rehearsal, essentially.
Basically.
That's dope. What was the name of the 2007 album?
Say my name.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. As we come back, Claire Phillips is like, Feel Good Breakfast Show. She loves the song too. Listen, it's so great to have one of Cape Town's favorite singer-songwriters in the house. Her 2007 album, Say My Name, won the Best R&B Soul category. And today, she's sharing some of her freshest music with us. In fact, this song, only written 3 days ago. This is an exclusive to all of you at home. It's called I Wanna Love You.
New Claire Phillips music. Why? Because I can. Hey. reason why I sing and I play. It's changed my world. You made it much better, babe. A little taller when I walk in the streets. I hold my head up, I so proud to be me. My dream come true. Only one thing for me to do. Hey, I wanna love you, baby, till time runs out of time. The chunk of time my love will shine right through. I'll always take care of you. I wanna love you, baby, till time runs out of time. The chunk of time my love will shine right through. I'll always take care of you. When I walk in the streets, I hold my head up, I'm so proud to be me. You changed my world. You made it much better, babe. A little prouder when I come through to you. I throw my head up, I'm so proud to be me. You changed my world. You made it much better, babe. Hey, I wanna love you, baby, till time runs out of time. Let your good time, my love will shine right through. I'll always take care of you. I wanna love you, baby, till time runs out of time. The chunk of time my love will shine right through. I'll always take care of you. I feel alive in almost every way. You're the reason why I sing and I play. You changed my world. You made it much better, baby. A little taller when I walk in the streets. I hold my head up, I'm so proud to be me. And my dream come true. Only one thing for me to do. I wanna love you, baby, till time runs out of time. Let your good time, my love will shine right through. I'll always take care of you. I wanna love you, baby, hey, till time runs out of time. Let your good time, my love will shine right through. I'll always take care of you, oh Lord.
We just want to love you. That was great. That was really, really cool. So 3 days ago, I mean, what inspired you to write the song 3 days ago?
You know, when you have new love in your life, everything feels right.
Dude, tell us about that love, girl. What's the name? What's the name?
No, we can't reveal that. I'll tell you off here. Yeah, I wrote the song 3 days ago, called up my band.
Yeah.
They came through, we put it together.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about the song.
Yeah.
I had to share it with you, man.
Yeah. Is it all going to be part of the album you're working on right now? I understand you're working on your third album.
Yes, this is definitely going on the album. For sure.
And what other songs can we expect? I mean, when is the album coming out, by the way?
I'm looking at the end of the year.
The end of the year.
Yeah, so I don't want to rush myself. I want to take my time, write some good music, you know what I mean?
So focusing right now on the Cape Town International Jazz Fest. Who else are you looking forward to seeing there? Are you going to be checking out some shows?
I actually can't wait to see Amanda Black.
Oh,
I'm a great fan of her. I mean, I'd love to connect with her and do a song together. Amanda.
Hi, Amanda.
I'm calling you out.
Okay. She's watching, you know.
Amanda.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Claire. So I'd love to work with her. Simpiwe Dana is one of my all-time favorites. And then, you know, the usuals like Robert Glasper and Derek Hodge, Corinne Bailey-Ray.
Yeah.
Love it.
Wow, what a Cape Town International Jazz.
My name sounds good in there.
You know what I'm saying? Claire Phillips featuring Corinne Bailey-Ray. We're done. Listen, where can we follow you on social media to keep up with what you're doing?
On Twitter, you can catch me on Claire952, Instagram, Claire Phillips SA, Facebook, Claire Phillips SA. What else is there?
There's YouTube.
YouTube, Claire Phillips SA, everywhere, Claire Phillips SA.
Always such a pleasure having you here.
Thank
Hope you
you so
enjoyed the
much.
performance at home. Let us know what you thought about it. #Expresso Show on our social media platforms.
In the national news this morning, a formal public bid has been issued to discuss the feasibility of moving Parliament from Cape Town to Pretoria. The study will consider the socio-economic impact of maintaining Parliament in Cape Town compared to the proposed relocation to Pretoria, and also assess the cost implications of the proposed relocation in terms of personnel, members of Parliament and other related projects. The deadline for the bidding process is the 23rd of February. Motorists can breathe a sigh of relief as the Energy Department has announced that the price of fuel will decrease this week. Motorists will pay 30 cents less for petrol, while diesel will be 17 cents cheaper per litre. Illuminating paraffin is also down by 19 cents, while LP gas will trade at 23 cents less per kilogram. These prices will come into effect tomorrow. Now moving further abroad, Azerbaijani President Ilham Aliyev has brought forward the date of a planned presidential election to the 11th of April from October the 17th. Aliyev, in power since succeeding his father in 2003, has been nominated as the ruling party's candidate for the election for what would be his fourth term. While the president's office has not yet explained the move of the dates, critics say that this is an indication of cementing a dynastic rule. And then finally, Pope Francis has invited Roman Catholics and members of all other religions to observe a day of prayer, fasting and initiatives for peace on February the 23rd, urging everyone to say no to violence and conflict. Francis, speaking to tens of thousands of people in St. Peter's Square for his weekly blessing, said he was making the appeal because of the tragic prolonging of conflicts around the world. February the 23rd is a Friday in the first full week of the Christian season of Lent, during which fasting from food and extra acts of charity are encouraged as a sign of penitence. Well, that was your 8 o'clock news update. Let's get a final look at what's happening in the world of sport.
It is with a sense of irony that we kick off with rugby this morning. Despite not playing any games since November last year, the Springboks have now moved up one place to 5th on the latest Rugby World Rankings. South Africa have replaced Scotland in 5th place after the Scots Six Nations lost this weekend, while up atop New Zealand, England and Ireland still make up the top 3. And the Springboks, of course, return to action in June with 3 test matches against England. Then staying with rugby but bringing it back home, Wits University have made it 2 wins from 2 in their Varsity Cup campaign as they beat Tuks by 25 points to 19 last night. The victory takes Wits up to 2nd place on the log, just 1 point behind leaders Marties, while defending champions Tuks, they are still languishing down in 7th, still without a win this season. So in those other results last night, UJ beat CUT by 48 to 21, UCT defeated NMMU by 27 points to 17, while Marties continued their brilliant form, thrashing Shimlas 56 to 21. Then on to cricket. Not the best start to their series. The South African women's cricket team tasted defeat in the first match of their ODI series against India's ladies after an 88-run loss in Kimberley yesterday, while an 84-run knock from India's Smriti Mandhana helped her side to 213 for 7 in their innings. South Africa's reply failed to get going as they were bowled out for 125. The second ODI takes place at the Diamond Oval in Kimberley tomorrow. Go and support the ladies if you can. Then on to football. I think confounding manager as much as fans, Chelsea's poor form in the Premier League continued last night as they lost to Watford by 4 goals to 1. 3 goals in the space of just 8 minutes from Watford confirmed the win, which will see Chelsea suffer back-to-back league defeats. Well, of course, Watford secured their 2nd win ever over the Blues. And then it's on to FA Cup action tonight as we look out for Swansea City tackling Notts County, while Birmingham host Huddersfield, and those are in 4th round replays. And that's a wrap of our sport for this morning.
Before we get to your roads, let's quickly take a look at the petrol price update as commuters can breathe a sigh of relief this month as the price of petrol is set to decrease by 30 cents and diesel by 17 cents per litre as of midnight tonight. Looking at your roads quickly, starting off in Gauteng and Alberton, there's been an accident involving a taxi that's on the R59 northbound and traffic is queuing as you approach the scene. And moving to the Western Cape and Bellville, there's been another accident on the N1 inbound, this time just after the Sable Road exit, and it's obstructing the right lane, so please be patient on that route. And that's where we leave your traffic on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much, Zoe. It's just after 8 o'clock and a mist cloud has just moved in across the city, bringing with it some nice cool temperatures, giving us a bit of a break from yesterday's scorcher in the mother city. But for the rest of South Africa, temperatures continue to soar, reaching 30 degrees plus with partly cloudy conditions, and then some scattered showers are expected in Cradock, Sutherland and the Springbok today. Your temperatures for last time on your Tuesday morning: Polokwane 18 minimum with a maximum of 30 degrees, Mbombela 19, 33, Pretoria 19, 31, Johannesburg 17, 18.28. Mahikeng 18.31. Klerksdorp 18.31 as well. Kimberley 19 and very hot later on today, 36 degrees. Bloemfontein 18.35. Richards Bay 23.32. Pietermaritzburg 19.35. Durban 24.29. Mthatha 16.35. East London 20.29. Cradock 16 with a maximum 36 degrees. Port Elizabeth 18.25. George 18.25 as well. Sutherland kicking off on 12 minimum with a maximum 25 degrees. Cape Town 17 and a mild maximum of 24 degrees. Worcester 14.32. Springbok 17.26. And Uppington yet another hot day expected, 22 minimum, reaching a maximum of 37 degrees later on. That's a wrap of your weather on your Feel Good Breakfast Show for your Tuesday morning.
Yeah, and your Tuesday morning continues. Of course, a little bit of a reflection on yesterday in our What's Trending segment this morning. Kevin Hart was just tomfoolery at the Super Bowl. But there were other bright moments that we've rounded about on social media that could put a smile on your face, especially the first one, right?
Yeah. Yes. Well, listen, there's a kid by the name of Ryan McKenna. He's also known as Selfie Kid, and he really took the internet by storm this past weekend. He snapped a photo with Justin Timberlake during his performance, Can't Stop the Feeling, and basically this photo became a meme throughout.
Yeah, you should see the picture.
Throughout the Super Bowl.
He's got like a full mouth of braces, and he's like just,
That's
just
amazing.
loving the moment.
That's so awesome.
Wow.
I love that.
And how brilliant is it? Because you've got to keep your hand pretty steady while Justin's dancing
True.
and you're dancing to get that perfectly focused image, so that people don't say like that's Conor McGregor or somebody that, you know, it's Justin Timberlake.
Yes.
Well, I think the secret is also take 1,000 selfies and you choose the best one. The doggies are being entertaining.
They are celebrating.
What are you doing?
In a massive way, the dogs this morning.
Oh, right.
Hey.
After the selfie, Justin Timberlake was dead to him. Like, you don't exist
Look
anymore.
at that.
That's how
That
it
is
is.
so
I need to
sad.
post.
That's I
Missing
always
the
feel
moment
like
to
people
post
will
a
be
picture.
like, can I have a picture with you? Sure. And then they're done with you. I'm like, wow.
Not even like a
how are
post,
you doing?
post selfie. Oh my gosh, thank
Terrible.
you. No?
Well, this next video got 2 million views. We've all know what it's like to have our heart broken, right? I'm sure you remember that first time your heart was broken. Well, this started off with this little boy living his best life, dancing with this girl before another boy just takes her away and continues to dance with her.
Oh
Thank
my
you. I'll
word.
take over from here. Bye, Felicia. Look at him.
Look at that.
Oh, no news.
Did he cry?
Shame, man.
He will never live that moment down.
Never.
Do you know what's it going to be like when his parents show him that video one day when he's 21 at his
got
party?
stolen.
How does that even happen? That other brother, no respect in this world,
He
eh?
was just like, listen, if you're going to stand there, buddy, I'm going to take the girl. You need to move.
Despacito. Are you guys all right there? Did you enjoy this story? It was
Listen, these
amazing,
doggies
man.
are entertaining this morning.
Woo! Somebody put a meme on that. Anyway.
The water-resistant Galaxy S8, made for summer.
Oh, it's so nice to be outside with the fresh air.
Beautiful.
Just sucking that fresh air. It's so beautiful and lovely out here. Well, we're going to inspire you after the break. And we're going to inspire the imagination with some of the most unique buildings anywhere in the world. Maybe you've been to a couple of them.
Yeah, man, listen, it's going to blow your mind. Take a look at some of these creations. Yeah, just take in that fresh air, my friend. Take it in. Listen, then we'll also take a look at how the city of Johannesburg celebrates diversity through something called the Totem Chamber.
Sounds cool.
Very, very interesting. Look at this.
Oh,
Beautiful.
so fresh.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in for what has been a cracker of a show thus far. We really do appreciate you being here. Time now to inspire you. We all love to travel to faraway places, especially on our show on a Travel Tuesday, where we are attracted to some famous buildings. Now, much like a photograph, architecture, design, I think it's can detail, or some of those details can really stand out and deserve to be appreciated. And that's what we're going to do this morning. I think unlike a photograph, physical structures do offer something slightly different, and we're going to take you through some of the most amazing functional places. These are functional buildings and designs out there for our Travel Tuesday. So let's kick it off
there's
now
some incredible
in Dubai.
ones, We're heading to Dubai, definitely. I've been there a couple of times now, and it's one of my favorite cities. It's beautiful as well. But the Dubai frame, this building, look at that, man. It's a really controversial structure, dubbed the world's largest picture frame. It was recently unveiled in the city of Dubai, made up of 150 meter tall towers that are connected by a 100 square meter observation bridge. That is massive.
Wow, man.
I mean, that's crazy. And this giant frame, which cost $43.5 million to build, boasts 360 degrees views across the city, namely Old Dubai, which you'll find in the north, and the New Dubai in the south. And the golden exterior was inspired by the Expo 2020
I wonder how many pictures have been taken of the city through this frame.
But look at that.
That is
typical Dubai.
Okay, well, let's see if I can top that as we move to China, to the Piano House. The name is pretty self-explanatory. The building is shaped like a giant piano, and then we've got what looks like a double bass next to it. The piano portion of the house stands on 3 concrete legs and features a roof terrace beneath a canopy shaped like the piano's open top. It's unclear exactly why and for whom the house was built, but it's in the Anhui province in China, so if you ever find yourself down in that neck of the woods, go and check it out.
Well, it's certainly an attraction, that's for sure.
And who needs a reason, actually?
If you can build it, why not? It looks cool, man. The Longaberger headquarters in Newark, Ohio. That's what we're looking at. Look at that.
Oh, cool, man.
So it's a company, an American manufacturer of handcrafted maple wood baskets, and it offers other home and lifestyle products as well. But the company headquarters is designed in the shape of a giant wooden basket, like you can see, and it's based in Newark. The handles of this massive basket are even heated to prevent ice forming during winter, causing destruction or injury to the rest of the building and its employees. So, I mean, cool.
Really, and there's our Zeebles.
Cool.
Check, there's our Zeebles.
Yeah, man.
She's actually been there. I'm just waiting for a giant to come and pick up his picnic basket and walk on. That's really cool. Like so let's move on to our 4th pick for today, and we go to Freedom Park, the Hlapo Museum in South Africa, and I love that. It's actually Hlapo. You've got to say it with a bit of a Xhosa click. Okay, it's an exhibition space in Freedom Park in Tshwane, and so obviously the space itself is really important to us.
Wow, look at that.
It was opened as the government's response to the Truth and Reconciliation Commission and Freedom Park Memorial that honours those who sacrificed their lives for our current freedoms. It also celebrates the diversity of the people living here in South Africa. And the original idea was for the building to create boulder shapes to blend in with the environment. And if you've ever been there, I've done a couple of shows there. It's amazing how it kind of bleeds into that environment. Absolutely awesome. And it really has become part of our iconic space. Is the Isivivane space, a final resting place, surrounds a series of boulders. Absolutely beautiful, and this is in our backyard, so go and see
right here
and appreciate it if you can.
That's amazing, man. Some incredible buildings, you know, scattered all across the globe, and I love it. So whether you're planning your next trip to Dubai or simply exploring our beautiful own backyard here in South Africa, make sure you definitely work some of these landmarks
and take photos like Zoe, man.
That's the thing, take photos like Zoe. Zoe loves taking photos.
Talking about landmarks, the city of Johannesburg has always embraced its diversity and celebrated the cosmopolitan nature of its residents. Now, with the construction of a brand new city council chamber, the city embarked on an exciting project that would infuse the residents' reflection of their beloved city with art, and created a competition that would allow local artists to leave their mark in a very unique way. The new building for the City of Johannesburg's Council Chamber isn't just a majestic 5-star rated green building in the middle of Jozi CBD. Inside, it also houses 134 totems bearing creations by local artists.
If you could see the totems, they tell different stories, cultures, different religion, township, the lingo of township. You know, through art, they can express themselves.
Over 500 Johannesburg residents submitted artwork, but only 134 were selected. The artists range in age from 6 to 50 years old, from different communities to promote diversity in the designs.
To make sure that, you know, we maintain the integrity of the council chambers and represent every single municipality. There were voices from kids and how they view their neighborhoods. There were elderly people who had made submissions also. So it was all very, very inclusive of the landscape demographically of Johannesburg.
Each totem contains the story from a winning resident, told in a visual form. The winners were consulted to ensure the successful translation of their work, a legacy they leave in the building.
I tried to talk about the different cultures that are in Horizon. We are different races, different cultures, different languages. With the image, you don't have to say much. You let it speak to whatever language. Anyone can understand it well.
This is our hands, they are communicators, they communicate with us.
It's a mix of everybody who comprises Joburg, and that was really the feeling behind the artwork. We're all just human beings, and we're all happy to add our energy to the energy of Johannesburg.
The imagery or design was carved into the totem, which is 2 meters tall, 80 centimeters wide, and 200 centimeters deep. It took designers and craftsmen over 2,000 hours to carve the totems in indigenous Kayat wood.
It's my favorite wood because it's got such a life to it, you know. It's probably about a 60% brown blend, and it's got some beautiful red grain in it and some white in it. So you will never find two planks that are the same. And so the planks in themselves are absolutely magnificent to look at. We had to program and machine 134 different designs. Each totem's got 3 parts, and just keeping track in the factory of hundreds of different parts and who they belong to and whose friend is whose friend, it was quite a challenge, yeah.
We get bitmap from chess, and then you vectorize it to be lines so that the Android can read it. From a toolpath, you have to load it into a USB so that you'll put it in the machine. And from the machine is to carry it. From a CNC, we send it to Alfred, and then he builds it.
Since I graduated, azanka exhibitor, azanka bona msebenzi wako ko di museum body kai since ke tsa art, because then now ke dula ke tshwetsa batho na msebenzi waka so di ko di company tse golo so di biggest to hlala body kai ke feel like I'm happy.
The totem's designers express their personal experiences of the City of Gold with unique perspectives and heritage. This has become a beautiful public art display, reflecting the colorful palette of Joburg's history and culture in a historical landmark.
That was great film work, wasn't it?
That was amazing.
Beautifully shot insert there. All right, well, it's time for us once again on a Travel Tuesday to explore the world out there and see whether you are a regular traveler, if your geography and travel know-how is switched on. We want to challenge you right now to where in the world. You link up with us on our social media platforms using #Expresso Show. See whether you can guess our mystery destination with a couple of clues.
Yes, we're going to give you clues and some beautiful pictures. And this morning we're looking for the name of the port city of southern western Taiwan, known for its malls, its mountains, its night markets and art. And did you know that the Dream Mall is one of the largest shopping malls in Southeast Asia? You can even ride the Ferris wheel on the roof of this mall for a view of the city.
Yeah, and speaking of the biggest things in Southeast Asia, this city is also home to the largest night market where food, shopping and people come together on one long stretch of road. And it's also home to what's called the Shoshan, also known as Monkey Mountain, where you can see various monkeys scavenging for food all along the mountain.
Very, very interesting. And the city is also famous for its Pier 2 Art District. It's an attractive area consisting of 25 abandoned warehouses that have been transformed into galleries, boutiques, and even entertainment venues.
There you have it. A couple of clues and beautiful pictures to describe our mystery destination. All you need to do is link up with us on social media and let us know whether you can guess where in the world.
So we know that Ultra, a global phenomenon, is one of the biggest festivals happening anywhere in the world. So the South African leg is hotly anticipated and tickets are selling really fast. And because we love you guys so much and we want you to enjoy the last of what summer has to offer, we are giving away tickets. In fact, we are giving away double tickets to both Ultra concerts happening in Johannesburg and in Cape Town later this month. So if you want to stand a chance of winning, this is how you get your hands on those, or possibly could. You've got to head over to the Expresso Morning Show Facebook page and and tell us why you're the biggest ultra fan. And we've had some great entries, so you've got to make it good. Remember, you have to be 18 years or older to participate in the competition and reside either in Johannesburg or Cape Town, so you can actually get there to be eligible to win. But you can find all of the terms and conditions on the Expresso Show website. That's expressoshow.com. And the competition ends at 9 o'clock today. So please get on our Facebook page and start posting.
Oh, man, it's going to be such
amazing,
a party.
hey?
It's going to be such a party.
Oh,
Get your
cheesy.
tickets. Yeah, get those SMSs in right now. But we're still sticking to the trend because it's hashtag Travel Tuesday. And come on, we all know we love to travel, man. But
absolutely,
there have been recent articles making the rounds about volcanoes, actually. Specifically, scientists who are saying that the next big volcanic eruption could help cool the Earth down, which could be a good thing, I guess, for climate change. But it got us all thinking about volcanoes and what this would look like. I mean, the ash. Can you imagine all the ash if it's that big? Look, that's crazy.
Exactly.
But you know what? It might be cool now to check out some of the most iconic volcanoes around the world to visit. 5 of them, in fact.
Exactly. We're going to start it off with Mount Bromo. Now, Mount Bromo in East Java, Indonesia, had its last eruption in 2004, but can still find a ton of awesome activities to keep yourself entertained while visiting the volcanic mountain. You can ride horseback, or you can walk across the thick volcanic ash, or you can take a trip to the summit to view a beautiful sunrise.
Oh, man, look at that.
Beautiful. Wow.
Magic, magic, magic. Then the next one we're looking at is Nisros, if I'm saying it correctly. It's a volcanic island in the south of Greece that last erupted in 1887. Now, the otherworldly landscape should be reason enough to pay Nisros a visit, but the island also offers thermal springs, a scenic hiking trail, and is definitely a destination not to be passed up as well. I mean, look at those thermal springs right there. Don't you want to just relax, kick back, you know? Yeah. Nice.
Okay, how about this one? It's called Furnace in São Miguel, which is in Azores, Portugal, and it's a very unique attraction. Now, not only is it a volcano, but the locals also use the crater as an oven. Get this, they eat corn steamed in the geysers, or even enjoy meat and vegetable stews that have been slowly cooked in the hot earth. Not forgetting that tourists can also cross the crater in a canoe.
What?
That's so awesome.
That is epic.
Hey, you would love this place because you like camping vibes for sure.
Yep, that's me. And then Mount Arenal in Costa Rica is a symmetrical kind of cone-shaped volcano. Until recently, it was Costa Rica's most active volcano, averaging on 41 eruptions per day. That is mad. Now, although you can't actually take a trip to the summit, you can hike across the old lava fields, where you might even encounter howler monkeys and toucans native to the mountain. And the lake there is also ideal for windsurfing and a fishing destination.
I love toucans.
Yeah,
and then finally,
toucans.
Mount Kenya is the second largest mountain in Africa and the highest in Kenya itself. Now, it's quite an intricate mountain. Instead of being just a single peak, it's a massive consisting of imposing spires, cliffs, complex ridges and peaks, perfect for the avid hiker, and you can even camp on the mountain itself. How cool is that?
Nice. You know, but there's definitely something magical when it comes to volcanoes. One of my most memorable trips was to the volcanic island of Reunion, and there's like an energy. There's like an energy knowing that there's an active volcano, and it's amazing. It's amazing. So yeah, let us know what your favorites are. If you have any, if you visited any place with an active volcano, you can connect with us on our social media pages, #Expresso Show.
Well, we're taking a quick break on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. When we get back, the SAFTA nominees are out. We're going to take a look at some of those.
Absolutely, celebrating all things South African talent. And then also, Cape Town City Ballet is opening up the 2018 season with a bang with Alexander Pushkin's adaptation of the story of Mozart and Salieri. We've got some of the cast and the creative director here to tell us all about it.
Testing. Where do you want me? Yeah, so you stand on that say dance.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast show on this Tuesday morning. There's much excitement, especially for all lovers of ballet and theatre, because the Cape Town City Ballet is opening up 2018 with a bang. They're putting on a production of a groundbreaking adaptation of Alexander Pushkin's short story of Mozart and Salieri. We're joined this morning by creative director Mark Goldberg and two of the cast members, Martin Milner and Laura Berzenberg. Had to practice that during the break. Berzenberg. Great to have you guys here. Good morning.
Thanks for having us.
Mark, tell us about the decision to take on this production for the opening of the season.
Well, I wanted to go with a classic story, but I really want to bring it into a 21st century design.
Yeah.
So I digitalized the set, I retained the silhouettes of the period, but I stylized all of the original locations digitally with 3D mapping and projection. So there's a bit for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Laura, when it comes to performing in these various pieces, and this one in particular, right, what goes through your mind as a performer? I'm sure you are trying to reach all kinds of levels of perfection, especially in the art of ballet, which requires so much.
I love it when we go to get into the theatre when we dance, because then we get into costume and we really become the character. So that really helps to tell the story and then let the audience enjoy it. And
yeah. How much preparation has this taken from you guys as the cast members? Rehearsals and all those kind of things.
We started in about September, hey Martin, so quite a few months.
Yeah.
So excited to finally just perform.
Yeah. And how does this measure up for you, Martin, in terms of the productions you've done before?
This is pretty groundbreaking for South Africa. So I'm obviously British, so I'm not from here.
Obviously.
Obviously.
Can you tell by his outfit?
Yeah, exactly. I try. Yeah. But yeah, for South Africa, this is stepping up. This is taking it to the next level, and I'm really pleased to be a part of it, and I'm really pleased that it's actually happening here.
Yeah. And Mark, would you say this show is for the kind of very hardcore ballet enthusiasts, or is it a show for everyone? Who should go watch the show?
No, part of what I'm trying to do here is to open ballet up to a new audience.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's really important to understand that the art form evolves and ballet is relevant still to this day. And so for me, as much as I want to please a ballet audience, it's really exciting for me to present angles and layers that previously non-going audience would really get into.
Absolutely.
It's important for me.
What part of the performance are we about to see right now?
So I'm going to show you, these two do their first pas de deux when they meet. Mozart and Constanza meet in the ball, and they have a 7.5-minute pas de deux, which is
exhausting.
Torture.
Exhausting.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, well, we wish you all of the best.
So I'm going to do an extract because we've got a long day ahead of us.
Excellent, thank you. I'll take the mic away from you. There you go, Laura and Martin, the stage is all yours. Let us pas de deux.
Chokers.
applause, please. Take on the stage again. There they are. Thank you so much to Martin and Laura and to Mark as well. Be sure to make your way to the Artscape to catch the Cape Town City Ballet's rendition or their production of Mozart and Salieri. The show runs until the 17th of February and tickets will run between 150 and 270 Rand a piece. Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Is this where we... Yes? Oh, bow, yes.
Oh, that was unbelievable. Now, in the United Kingdom, they have the BAFTAs. Hollywood has the Oscars. And here in South Africa, we've got the SAFTAs.
That's right, recognizing the best and brightest talent in local film and television. The announcement of this year's nominees was a joyful soiree attended by some of our favorite faces on the big and small screens.
Come next month and South Africa's biggest night in showbiz will be upon us as the 12th annual SAFTA Awards are set to take place. But before that can happen, we need to know who all is going head-to-head for all those golden horns. And that's what brings us here at the SAFTA Nominees Ceremony.
The South African Film and Television Awards is managed under the custodianship of the National Film and Video Foundation. Each year, it honors and celebrates excellence within the film and television industry.
Industry nominated the NFVF to be the custodian of the South African Film and Television Awards. And since then, we've spearheaded it for the last 12 years. We've done that in partnership with industry organizations because, as I said, it's a partnership effort. The voting process for any awards show is key. We select judges from cultural backgrounds and racial backgrounds and people that are familiar with different genres of the sector as well. And we make sure that all of that judging process also takes place at the back of clear guidelines. The decision to have an open public vote when it comes to soapies is to acknowledge the audience, to give the audience an opportunity to contribute towards who ultimately walks home with the golden horn. Because all the work that the industry does is for the benefit of the public.
There are 79 awards that will be handed out at the official ceremony in March, and this year a record number of 262 judges are part of the process.
You know, the SAFTAs are so key to the development of our industry. It's an industry that creates jobs. It's an industry that inspires a new generation of directors, DOPs, and it's an industry that is so critical to be able to make sure that our stories are told authentically. But you know what I saw this morning, formats that are now being exported, is really very incredible for the development of this wonderful industry.
And what would you say are some of the challenges facing the South African film and television industry at the moment?
I mean, I think for me, as somebody who's been in this space for 24 years, I still find that there are not enough women that are in the space. And so that is a huge challenge. And I think we need to try and bridge that gap, that there's better women representation in film and television.
The nominations were announced at a breakfast hosted by radio and television broadcaster Masichaba Ndlovu, who also picked up a nomination for Best Talk Show Host.
I've really noticed that the bar has been elevated with South African television dramas. I can't imagine how the judges are going to pick a winner, especially with all the new telenovelas. So good luck to the judges. Thank God I'm not a judge.
And how do you feel about your nomination?
I'm excited about my nomination. I've been nominated a few times before. I'm just more excited to win this year. I'm owning it. I'm snatching it from the universe.
Harvest is amazing, man. We worked hard. It was fun being there, you know, working with Muzi, Musasa. It was an all-star cast, so we enjoyed making it. It was a different story with so many twists and turns. You know, it deserves a cool little statue.
Well, I'm elated. I think, you know, it's a long journey to get to a nomination. I mean, it's a lot of hard work. You know, we go through a lot of challenges in the industry, and, you know, the challenges pay off in the form of this nomination. I mean, for me, a nomination is acknowledgement of the work that has been done over the years.
How do you feel, my man?
I knew it. So we're going to get a couple of nods. We're going to win a couple of them. Best feature bet. But all in all, I'm excited. It was hard work. Movie took a while to make. It's one of those first struggle movies that all South African cast was put in place. Which something that I'm proud of, and I'm proud that we got a few nods tonight.
She's on Generations, she's on YoTV. But Candice, tell me, as an upcoming actress, what do you think of representation of young actresses on the nominations list? Do you think there's enough of them, or do you think we still need to see a lot more on the SAFTA's nomination list?
Look, there's definitely not enough, and I'm not even afraid to say that. But I think the young representative body is not coming along enough, which is kind of sad, because what do then young people have to aspire to? Young actresses, even young people as a whole. Because the thing is, we learn through what we see. And when the reference isn't there, then a culture really isn't cultivated and isn't growing. I would love to see a category that is attributed to young writers, young directors, young producers, young performers, and young industry makers, movers and shakers.
Controversial and critically acclaimed film Expresso is the one to watch at this year's SAFTAs. It earned 8 nominations, the most for any film in the award show's history.
So many great shows, so much talent being celebrated here today. So make sure that you catch the SAFTAs on SABC2 on the 22nd of March. I definitely can't wait to see who walks away with that golden horn.
We are going to be glued to our screens, and a very big well done to all of the nominees. This is going to be an exciting year with some incredible new talent on the block. So crossing fingers for all of those that have been nominated. And for a full list of the SAFTA's 12 nominees, you can visit expressoshow.com.
Well, speaking from the small screens and the big screens, ladies, listen up. We have a very exciting giveaway. Now, you can stand a chance of winning tickets to go see the special pre-release screening of 50 Shades Freed with New Metro. And it's this highly anticipated movie that sees billionaire Christian Grey and his new wife Anastasia Steele fully embracing their inextricable connection and shared life of luxury. Now, we're giving away 5 double tickets for the screening taking place at New Metro Cinemas. That's in Johannesburg, Pretoria, Durban and Cape Town for this Wednesday, the 7th of Feb at 5:30 in the afternoon. Now, all you have to do is SMS the keyword 50 Shades plus your name and city to 40675. Those SMSs will cost R1 per SMS. No free SMSs or bundles apply. The competition will close tomorrow at 9 a.m. So make sure you get SMSing. Those T's and C's can be found on newmetro.co.za.
Christian Grey.
Anastasia Steele.
Christian.
I suggest you keep your hands to yourself.
Anna.
You may call me Mrs. Grey.
I made a vow to comfort you in times of need. I swore I'd keep you safe, and I will.
Oh, so dramatic.
Very dramatic.
So dramatic, man. Well, good luck with that competition. And of course, we've got to pat ourselves on the back as Cape Townians thanks to our water-saving efforts. A big sigh of relief as Day Zero has just been shifted out to the 11th of May, but it's still looming. And we're going to talk to you about the realities of using just 50 litres of water a day, which is all we got. It's all
Exactly, it's all we got. But then you also lace up for cancer on World Cancer Day. We'll talk about that and more after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. You are live with Expresso as we get quite serious for a minute now. Many Cape Townians and I think citizens of the Western Cape breathed a collective sigh of relief yesterday as it was announced that day zero, the dreaded day zero, the day where Cape Townians may possibly have their water supply turned off if they can't manage their water effectively, has now been pushed back from the 16th of April to the 11th of May.
Well, here at Expresso, we're still encouraging each and every South African to do their bit and use less than 50 litres of water a day. Let's avoid day zero completely. And you might be wondering, what can I do with 50 litres of water? Well, we're about to take you through a little bit of a guide as required by level 6B water restrictions. And the first thing is when it comes to washing your laundry, doing a week's laundry can easily take up to 70 litres. That equates to 10 litres a day, whereas hand washing in a basin, that should use around 9 litres a day. So be smart about when and how you do your laundry.
Yeah, no, we're just trying to do as little as possible and make as much as possible last as long as possible. Then this one is a no-brainer. Have a stop-start shower. It shouldn't amount to more than 10 litres a day, which is switching off the water during the washing process, and then, of course, that includes washing your hair. Just stop, start, stop, start. And then this one is a big one, obviously. One flush of the toilet uses, and this is mind-blowing to me, a whopping 9 litres of water. If it's yellow, let it mellow. We know this. If it's brown, flush it down. But with grey water where you can, you should be using water that you're collecting in your bath and shower to flush the toilets.
Most
Simple as that.
definitely. And if you're washing your dishes, washing it in the basin can easily use up to 9 litres. But if you do, an eco-friendly dishwasher cycle every 3 days, that should use 29 litres of water.
And you can split it up, yeah. And then moving on to, obviously drinking, we know that you have to get your 2 litres of water in to remain healthy, but you don't want to exceed 3 litres of water. If drinking coffee and tea forms part of your daily intake, you should be able to squeeze in a few cups and your daily intake of at least 2 litres of healthy drinking water.
That's right. And when it comes to brushing your teeth, I think, washing your hands, you shouldn't require more than 2 litres per day. And that can drastically be reduced if you use something as simple as a cup to rinse your mouth, even a spray bottle to wet your toothbrush. You don't have to leave the tap running. There are lots of ways you can implement small changes to make sure you save water.
And it's gotten to the point now where every drop really does count. Cooking and food prep, this is something, we're so worried about the hygiene of our food and washing food. This is an area where you really have to be vigilant as well. You shouldn't be using more than 1 litre of water in your food prep. So either go waterless for the food itself, and at least for that preparation period, stick to 1 litre. And that water will be used to clean your food and then obviously recycled as grey water back into your toilet or into your garden to water your plants.
And looking after your pets is also so important during this time, especially with the heat, they get dehydrated. It also depends on the size, but a medium to small size pet should only use about 1 litre of water a day. And I mean, the leftover water that's in their bowl, throw that in the garden, use that for grey water to flush the toilet. Don't just chuck it down the drain. There really are ways for you to reuse that water.
I think people should be applauded for really taking this on board now, but it's gotten to the point where you've got to be practical, you've got to be vigilant, and you've also got to judge those that are not. So make sure if you're in an apartment block or something like that, if you see a leak, if you see a drip, talk about it, get in touch with your body corporate. We have to stick to below 50 litres. Yes, it's been delayed, but day zero is still looming.
Well, this past Sunday was World Cancer Day, and around South Africa, events honoured cancer patients and survivors while also raising awareness of the disease. Now, one of these events was Lace Up for Cancer 2018, held in Cape Town. One event that benefits many. This is the ethos behind Lace Up for Cancer, where participants walk either 5 or 10 kilometres in honour of someone they are supporting or who have lost to cancer.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go!
For me, it's remembering those who have gone, who fought with all their might, every step of the way, and to encourage us to be aware of what to look for in signs and how to walk with our loved ones who are walking through cancer at the moment. So, very, very, very precious walk today.
We're walking for my mother, Mary Gilda, who passed away recently through lung cancer. Yeah. So it's quite a special day for us today.
I'm in remission for 4 years. I've had Hodgkin's lymphoma. Yeah, so this is our third year walking.
Third year walking?
Yeah.
Walking with my wife, supporting her as I've done over the last couple of years. It's awesome. I think it's important to understand that cancer is not a doom and gloom. I mean, my father-in-law suffered prostate cancer and you can overcome it. And these events bring families closer together. It helps them to network with each other and just to understand that there's not only one type of cancer, but so many cancers out there that can be beaten.
What makes this walk so unique is that the funds raised from entrance fees are distributed to 6 different charities who work in various spheres within cancer awareness, treatment and research.
Laser Pool Cancer Day is an international day, and it's really significant that we in South Africa can actually celebrate that with everybody in the whole world. Millions of people are getting together to celebrate World Cancer Day. The Cancer Alliance, which is the organization, the lead organization for benefiting from this event, is an organization of nearly 24 cancer charities that have come together to lobby and to do cancer advocacy, to ensure that cancer becomes a real priority in South Africa. And on this day, we are actually launching our Access to Medicine campaign, which is really about making cancer care accessible to all South Africans, to try and get drug prices down and to really change our Patent Law Act. And this is a very important event for us to be able to do that. The event is really about a fun day out for the family. So everybody is walking. You can see on their badges they have, I'm walking for. And it's, if it's somebody that has passed of cancer, they can, you know, nominate that person, or they can walk as a survivor themselves. So everybody that is here today has actually been touched by cancer in one way or the other.
Each participant received a pair of multicolored laces, which they could add to their bright and colorful outfits or costumes at this feel-good event.
The tagline is crazy for cancer, so it's to have a little bit of fun with it, to enjoy the day, to have positive energy.
You'll see people in tutus, people in onesies. Some have a team that have beautiful headgear on to identify them as a team. And I think it's just part of that solidarity and having fun and walking together.
We are supporting our sister-in-law, Carmen Abrams, who has breast cancer, and she's walking a bit further up ahead. Awareness should be brought about, and this is very good.
That's why we're wearing these colors, the purple and the green, which represents Hodgkin's lymphoma. Yeah, it's important for people to be aware of that there's not just one type of cancer, there's many types of cancers and people have different journeys.
I think events like this, especially when you walk in memory of a dad and a mom that has passed on many years ago, and how you, as an individual growing up and teaching your young kids as well, the importance of supporting events like this, and also coming together, meeting people of different families, different organizations, looking at how the fun they're having. So, fantastic event.
Conquering the kilometers on the road and in cancer treatment requires the same approach. Positive energy, fantastic support, and something colorful to smile about.
Ah, beautiful. Inspiring stuff on your feel-good breakfast show on this Tuesday morning. And we are picking up inspiration from yesterday's season premiere of Season 8 of Tropical Island of Treasure in the Maldives. And we're going to make a fast and easy frozen mango smoothie, which is delicious and ready for the season, especially when it gets hot later in the day.
It's more of a slush.
Slushy.
Than a smoothie.
Slushy smoothie, if you will. It's all smooth, though.
It's all smooth, though. Yeah, exactly. Of course, using some Tropico peach. It comes a variety of tropical flavors, which is amazing. A dairy blend drink, which is cool. So, you know, just to keep us cool, the slush. Let's start with it.
What you got?
So we got some frozen mango, dude.
Yeah,
let's get that in there nicely.
I'm freezing a lot of my fruits these days to keep them longer, then so I can use them also in smoothies and slushies and stuff like that.
There we go.
Here we go.
Okay, cool.
Is this for decorating?
No. That's peach.
Oh, okay.
That's peach. Can't you tell the difference?
The same.
What? It looks completely different.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
Okay, all right.
All right, not the same at all.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, there's I can see the spectrum.
Yeah. So this is going to be a lekker slush, all right? Cool. And now, the juice of one lime.
You sound like one of the witches in
Macbeth.
The eye of the newt. Juice of the lime.
There we go.
All right.
Well, these things are really hard to juice. Here we go.
There we go. You're right.
Okay, so just adding a bit of a twang to it. All right, some ice.
And then some ice.
That's
beautiful, nice and easy like that. By the way, you and Hoba can SMS the keyword Clover to 33728, and we'll send you the ingredients list so that you can make your own Tropical Island of Treasure inspired frozen mango and peach slush.
There we go, and some Tropical peach.
Lovely. It also comes like this in various flavors.
About a cup of
Pineapple,
this. That's it.
cool,
the cool red.
tropical.
That should be fine, right?
Yeah, that looks good to me.
So let's slush it. Such
Here
a
we go.
tongue twister, man.
Beautiful. I'll get the glasses ready.
Get it ready. Here we go. Let's get this nice.
Do you do that before you blast it?
I do, just to make sure everything is there. Yes. There's still a piece there. Wait.
That's looking
and
good.
because you're working with the slush, you want to just make sure,
well. Yeah.
because it's ice, so I'm just going to give it a quick whiz. There we go. Did you hear that? You can see now.
You make smoothies like they do in Brakpan. Who blasts like that? Okay. Get it in there.
All right, I'm going to actually just scoop this out because I've had numerous,
you certainly made sure
numerous slush fails.
That is slushy. Listen, while Ewan does this, let's quickly take a look at a quick recipe recap.
After a tough day, imagine escaping to a tropical island and enjoying a refreshing frozen mango and peach slush by Clover. For this recipe, you'll need 1 cup of Tropica peach, some ice cubes, juice from 1 lime, a 1/4 cup of cubed and frozen peaches, and a cup of chopped and frozen mango. Pour the Tropica into a blender, add the frozen mango pieces, add the frozen peach pieces, next pour in the lime juice. Finally, add a handful of ice cubes. Blend everything together until smooth. Serve the slush in tall, tropical glasses. This drink makes a delicious addition to any pool party, braai, or even a children's birthday party. It's a fantastic way to enjoy fruity flavors with a taste of the smooth life. So chill out with your friends, family, and this delicious slush this summer.
Made with love by Clover.
Feast your eyes on that refreshingly smooth drink. SMS Clover to 33728, and you can make your own frozen mango and peach slushy. And of course, remember to catch Tropical Island of Treasure Maldives every Monday on SABC3 at 7:30, with repeats on Sundays at 3 p.m. in the afternoon.
I promise it's good, eh? You don't not have to taste it.
Should I get in there? Okay, hold on, let me just do that.
Amazing. It's so good.
Nothing smoother, man. It's good.
You see?
It's good.
Cheers.
Follow the entry details on the pack and you could win the grand prize of a Kia Picanto. For competition T's and C's, visit tropica.co.za.
Welcome back. Welcome back. We got like 2 minutes to say bye. It's so sad. But we can at least tell you what you can expect tomorrow, right?
Yeah, man. Let's tantalize those taste buds just like that beautiful slushy there. Did we decide what that is? Is it a slushy?
It's a slushy.
This is the best kind of slushy. Yes.
Give it. No, don't do it.
Oh, man. Wow. You have no life skills, Zoe. Well, then you want to stay tuned for tomorrow. Now, we're going to get into the importance of developing life skills nice and early. There's some practical steps parents can take to help your little ones get ready for school, get ready for life, to be champions.
That was a slight insult on my part.
Oh, sorry.
You have no life skills. And then if you've got a passion for fashion, don't worry, we're bringing you the New York Fashion Week roundup with none other than Nick Strelitz, everybody. I like saying his name like that. Strelitz.
Well, speaking of that passion, we're also going to be making passion fruit ice lollies. Do you want some of that?
Yeah, man, and also some music, of course. International singing sensation Callum Scott is going to be joining us tomorrow. What is that?
Did you see that reaction from Zoe? Is there something?
I love his music.
Yeah?
Absolutely love
What's your
his
favourite
music.
song?
Dancing on My Own.
How does it go?
Well, she was prepared
I'm
for
going to
that.
sing it for you.
How does it go?
You guys are trying to trick me.
No, I forgot. How does it go again?
I'll hum it.
Yeah?
Not even that.
When, you know...
You want to say something about like
Oh, we're going to out you when he's here tomorrow. You know that,
I'm going to have fun.
How about this? Can we get Zoe to do a duet with Callum?
Ooh,
Let us know.
Man with the voice.
Let's put
We'll have a vote,
a poll on Twitter and find out whether everyone out there wants
a duet with Callum Scott.
of Dancing on My Own. Do you know what I mean?
You can hum it.
I'll
You can
be
hum
singing
if you
on
want.
my own.
You've just literally gotten us on that right now, you know what I mean? So, yeah. And also, we're going to be going live on Facebook very shortly with Claire Phillips.
Yes.
So stay tuned to our live Facebook page. She's been absolutely amazing. You can check her out at the Cape Town International Jazz Festival.
And also, can we do another poll as to whether Ewan Stradom needs a new cover for his tablet?
Yes.
Because
That
tablet has seen better days.
Guys,
It's
you know
rough
what,
out there. Can we
this
please show the
You have a
audience?
tablet.
I'm a sentimental kind of guy.
You have no
I
life
just
skills,
can't. And poor Zoe has taken the rest of this one.
It's been 7 years of character
There's no
building.
time to
you know what
show
I mean?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
History,
Bye,
man.
everybody.
Oh, look, pass it here. This is what it looks like.
Yes, baby.
Morning show made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.